Well, happy Sunday Fun Day chat. Oh, we've got a little bit of a guest coming up here. Hopefully, if Daddy Jim doesn't fuck up the technical aspects of this. I'm not known for my mastery of technology, especially when it comes to these computer things and all these apps and programs. I'm not very good at it. I'm talking to a guy that used Skype for like 20 years. I rode that shit into the dirt. I'm kind of a little old-fashioned. So hopefully we can get this guest on. We'll be doing that in just a little bit here. Let me just get things arranged a little bit. You might have noticed the YouTube super chats are off. The town I live in, we've got like 482 fucking banks here. So we switched banks, found a place that was a little better, had a little bit better interest rates for savings accounts and all that. Thought we're being super smart. I forgot. I forgot when it comes to Google and YouTube, nothing's instantaneous or easy. You can't just switch something over. You can't make it just fucking work. You've got to you've got to do all this confusing, like, you enter your information, and then we're going to send you an amount of pennies, and you need to count the pennies and then send it back to us. And if you do it just quick enough, we'll make your shit work. But if you don't do it quick enough, or if you miscount the pennies, there's going to be trouble for you. So I've got some things to work out. I haven't I don't know what's going on with it. Okay, it's not my fault. I'm smart. I'm a smart boy. All right, I've got a highly educated smart boy over here. It is in no way I've not fucked something catastrophically up. You can still do memberships and the little stickers, but if you want to send in a super chat and say something snarky, you'll have to use Ko-Fi. Ko-Fi or Cash App until I can figure out what the fuck I've done that's wrong. What I've done that's a mistake. I'll need to recount the fucking pennies. So I thought I'd do a little, I think for Sunday Fun Day stuff, usually we talk about goofy shit. This entire, I'd say, past month and a half have been pretty interesting if you've been following along with what's going on. If you haven't and have no idea about it, it'll be more entertaining. But it delves into the realm of VTubers, which are basically just its own little universe of fast-growing, super popular universe that I'm too old to be a part of. I can't make the dancing pudding rig work in 3D. My bones are dust. I'd just decay into the fucking floor. It would be a horror show. But for those young kids out there, all you people that have your limbs that function, I'm sure it's a great fucking time. But we're going to be bringing on a VTuber who caught the ire of pretty much everybody. Actually, I was looking through this and I was looking through the different websites that kind of talk about them and their, quote unquote community hubs, especially over at a place called Reddit, where we all know that they have the most, neutral and normal human reactions to things. Not fucking crazy people at all. Caught the reaction of them, people on social media, and of course, one intrepid reporter that was going to teach them a lesson because they are a horrible neo-Nazi. Now, I'd like you all to get your Nazi salutes ready here as I get this set up to go. Oh, how are we going to do this? What's going to happen to my audio, I wonder? Oh, oh, okay. All right. It says I'm ready. I love being ready. All right, let's see if I fuck this up catastrophically. First, let me check to make sure that the audio didn't just suddenly turn into dog shit. Because I somehow managed to do that quite a bit. No, I think it's good. All right, let's send my invite out to our mystery guest. Can you guess who the mystery guest is? Oh, I guessed. I probably not. It's probably still a mystery to you. Hold on. Okay. Now, we're dual streaming, by the way. So you can watch this over here on YouTube, or you can watch it over on their accounts. God, I hope they're not suicidal enough to actually dual air this over on Twitch. Oh my God. If you're listening right now, that's a horrible fucking mistake. I need to get it out of my system. Hold on, chat, before I send this link out. Fake it, fake it, fake it, fake it, fake it. Okay, I think I got it out of my system. Should I drop a few N-bombs? What's not allowed on Twitch? Oh, God. Oh, this is a mistake. Holy shit, I didn't think about this. No, you don't want to do this. I was banned. I'm pre-banned on Twitch. I forgot to mention that. I made an account and I never streamed there and they banned me. Oh, this is suicidal. Let's get it going. How to kill a career in 5 easy steps. Here we go. Step 1, send the link. Step 1, the link is sent. Oh, this is a catastrophically bad idea. I really probably should have thought it through a little bit, but I didn't. Oopsie. Whoops. Oh no, that was oopsie doodles. Let's see if they got it. Let's see if they come running into this, the little meeting thing where we can share our audio. Let's see if they come running into it and they accidentally leave their webcam on and they're butt naked. That's a feeling I get. Most VTubers probably do that. They're completely fucking nude when they're on screen. Just naked as the day they were born. Covered in filth. Fast food orders, used diapers, piss jugs. Just a bouquet of smells you really don't ever want to encounter, I'll be honest. Just terrible things. Horribly terrible things. Uh-oh, I think maybe they're reconsidering this. Do I want to join this fucking audio call? Huh. I didn't really think about that. Do I want to let this particular individual onto Twitch to say horribly racist and, well, words that really aren't even in the dictionary anymore? They're like so old-fashioned in their slurs that we don't really keep account of them anymore. Give them a few minutes here to join. Have they been struck by lightning? Have the gods reached down and decided VTubing has reached a point where it shouldn't proliferate anymore? It's not allowed to continue anymore? Maybe, chat. Uh-oh. People saying quiet Jim. Oh, hold on. Hello?
Working?
Okay, I think you are. They're all giving me shit that I'm low volume, so let me try to adjust this for a second here.
You're always low volume, though.
Oh, God, see, everybody fucks with me and says that, but that's not true at all. I come in loud and clear. Oh, my God, I am low volume. Okay, fuck off. All right, fuck off, chat. You're right for once. I don't know how that happened.
You know, if you had just fallen for the pipeline and used Discord, it wouldn't be an issue. But we're using Google Meets like we're some sort of Intel meeting from a decade ago.
The computer is literally fighting me. Every time I get out of sound settings, it goes from 65. It just dropped again to 52. I don't know what the fuck this thing is doing. I'm gonna have to. It's dropped to 38. What in the Sam hell is going on?
It's just like me. My computer also fights me on absolutely everything, and I have no idea how to fix it. So I just accept my fate.
It's gonna obey me. I don't care what it. I did it again, son of a bitch. Is there a feature in here that just says "Let me fuck your audio into the dirt"?
I wish.
Oh.
I have like a booster for YouTube, but not for anything else.
Oh, hi, we're Google. Let's just fucking wreck your shit. Settings. Let me see. Is it okay? Microphone. I'm sorry. As I'm doing this live. See, I don't check anything ahead of time. I'm horrible.
Well, your spine is already collapsing in on itself. Would becoming a femboy for using Discord really be that worse of a fate?
Well, see, when you're this crippled, and, okay, not only am I hideous enough as a man to try to pull off the woman thing, when you're this crippled, you don't even have the energy to like put the makeup on. It would really be a poor effort. The only person that would be sexually attracted to me in a dress would be short fat otaku.
Oh, I mean, fair.
Dev would like it. I'd be like, hey, baby, I didn't even shave. He'd be like, that is the hottest shit ever. You were the prettiest girl I've ever met.
Yeah, just throw some of the blush on the beard. Hide it a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go. Well, I gave him a little bit of a preamble. And again, if my volume is going up and down, I have no idea. It's Google Meet is doing it to me. I'm sorry. Hopefully, can you at least hear me? Am I coming in clear to you at least?
Yeah, I can hear you. I have my PC volume boosted to like 100%, so I can't make you any louder, possibly.
Good. That's how we want it. We want this to be as scuffed as possible. I want this to be
exactly
the most ghetto shit that has ever existed. That's what I'm going for. That's what I'm doing.
It's real boomer hours.
Yeah, so I was giving him a little intro, just a small little taste of an intro, and I didn't really go into any details, but you've had a hell of a like month and a half going on here.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy. Everything started actually in March with a whole bunch of just seething people on Twitter trying to get me taken down from my sponsors. And I was like, yeah, but you just are random Twitter people. You don't matter. You don't even stream. So I'm just going to ignore you. And then for some reason, a Vice journalist decided to drop a hit piece the day I went on vacation. And so like I'm not even home and I check my Discord while I'm on the road and everyone's like, "Hey Kirsche, there's a Vice article about you." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Wow, what coincidental timing, right? When you decide to go on vacation.
Yeah, so it was very coincidental. And like at the end of the article, it said they reached out to me for comment, and I was like, "What?" So I checked my email and I had nothing, and I checked my Twitter DMs because they're open, and I had nothing. And so I was like, "Where the fuck would have messaged me?" So I messaged my Mythic manager, and he was like, "I don't have anything from Vice, but I have something from this weird Waypoint email that I didn't even think of checking." And they sent it before I was even in office. I think they sent it like 15 minutes before they put the article up and like 3 hours or some shit before the workday started cuz he's Pacific time.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think like where, because I saw a lot of different things happen, right? So I mean, for people kind of listening, like you got essentially steamrolled by like about 4 or 5 different groups of people that all kind of coordinated their little attack on you. And
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to separate exactly where it started because you had essentially tourists, right, that were trying to gatekeep what VTubing is or who listens to what kind of thing. You had Redditors that kind of popped out of the woodwork. You had Anna from Vice, right, pop out.
Yeah.
And then you had people that were basically trying to kill any brand deals you had. Anybody that was trying to like go after your ability. Um, to I mean like hey do you want to play crime boss with me how many fucking tweets did you send me about fucking crime boss you almost got me to play that fucking game through attrition alone.
I
uh
know. I was trying really hard. I was like, "Look, play this Sloppa with me." I even bought it for you. I was like,
I know
"Look,
you
I
did.
bought it. You can play it now."
Fucking
I was like, "Please
800
accept my
messages.
gift."
Yeah, let's play Crime Boss. Hey, have you heard of Crime Boss? No, yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, no, I'm aware of the game. Yeah. No, it's not like I lost track of what the fuck that was, but yeah. So I mean, you had all these different things kind of hitting at once. So I'm trying to think, God, how do we want to do this? Let's see. Because I've got some stuff pre-assembled. Like I have some stuff set up ahead of time, right, with different links that I want to talk about and different
Mhm.
things that popped up. First we should probably go through one of the more serious accusations. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, let me just pull up. I have a folder that's labeled with your information. Let me get this
Okay,
ready.
wonderful.
Oh,
He's got binders of women.
yep, yep. So the first stunning accusation. This is coming. Apparently, I was sent a message, a super chat earlier, from Josh Moon from Kiwi Farms.
Oh,
Uh,
okay, of
and,
course.
and it said two things. The first thing that it said was, "Would you sign one of your plushies for him and his boyfriend? His boyfriend's a very big fan of yours. He likes to snuggle with him next to the fire while he listens to your streams." And Daywan is his name. Daywan, he really wants a signed stuffed plushie. Would you do that for him?
Oh, I'll sign the plushie for him. And you know what? I'm selling Dakimakuras next week. Josh can buy one of those for his boyfriend too, and I'll even sign that.
Oh, he's gonna be so happy. They're gonna have a happiest pizza day ever. Now, aside from that, aside from the request on that, a very serious accusation. Now, are you a rampant, unrepentant pedophile?
No, I like older men actually.
You do like older men.
Yeah.
Okay, because I've been informed that coming from this direction, that you were apparently the leader of the grooming gang. Now, I've had similar accusations thrown at me by one Don Sorgoon. So I
Yeah,
wanted
how
to be
dare
able
you
to
like anime?
I wanted to be able to throw this out to you and get your take on it. Now, I think it was something about a model you were using that was young. Was this a younger anime character, or what's the deal?
Yeah, so there is a model that I had made for April Fools because I thought it would be a funny April Fools joke. Since my normal model is a very busty fox woman, I was like, let's do a lolly model for April Fools. And for some reason, there's a YouTuber named Synthetic Man, and he's pretty fine himself. I've talked to him to try and like deal with the drama. He hasn't had any issues, but his audience spurged out and started using clips from this April Fool's stream to
Sure.
try and paint me as a pedophile because apparently they just don't understand jokes. And if you make a joke, that means you are the thing you're joking about. So I guess you also just wear diapers and go to fur cons all the
I,
time.
I do. I mean, it is a favorite thing of mine to do. Now, I know that there's been I know there has been a trend recently, and this caught me off guard too, where they would, the shit would be clipped out of context essentially, and then you get sent like a
Yeah.
2 minute thing out of a 5 hour stream. They did that earlier with stuff from you and like Pippa and a few others. And so, I mean, you don't know if it's a fucking joke. You don't know what it is.
Yeah,
But
of
I
course.
saw this going around, so I was like, I'll give you a chance to talk about it. Like, people are acting like it's a huge thing, so I'll throw it out there and let you deal with it. Hawk the grenade at you. The other
Yeah.
thing they were telling me was that you are, do you run a cat sanctuary?
No, I don't have a cat sanctuary, but I do have a couple of cats. I took two stray cats in off the street and I named them Cheeseball because he was orange and had giant testicles before I got him neutered, and my chat named the other one Gravy.
Okay, because I was told that you were um, like morbidly obese, lost your feet to diabetes, and you ran a cat sanctuary.
No, but that would be some pretty fun lore. My
Because,
my lore about my real mom is kind of crazy though.
so I used AI to try to get like, we're gonna face dox you, right? So I used AI and pumped this information into it to get an idea. And this is what it was putting back to me. Now I don't know. I know we're doing this on our own respective streams, so maybe if you pop over to mine for a second, once this pops up on screen, and you can mute it, so it's not like audio feedbacking on you. But would you say that these different reveal photos are accurate? Would you say the AI has hit its mark when it's putting together the pieces of information the internet detectives have given me?
There's
For
actually not enough cats in that Winnebago. There need to be more.
oh,
All
well, what
right, okay.
what about
You need to be parked outside of a golden corral as well. Like that's the only thing that can feed me enough.
Is that right? Well,
That's correct.
I like the fact that it was the fact that it was supposed to be like 1,000 cats. Like the image I got was like living in like a trailer with 1,000 fucking cats.
Oh god, they're screaming.
They are. There's blood. For some reason, the fucking AI decided to put. There's one of them where there's like, I don't know. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, this one. Look at that. I don't know. This was not inputted, by the way. I'm gonna claim to be completely innocent on this. But if you look,
Claim.
their thighs are bleeding, and the cat's mouth, he's vomiting blood. The cat is vomiting blood up like an attack.
What the fuck? Oh, you see, this is after when I tried taking some pointers from the tranch. I saw how they were dealing with the alpacas, and I was like, you know what? They got a good thing going, and I need to take some advice from them. And this is how I'm gonna handle dealing with my thousands of cats in my Winnebago.
This works. This works. This is so fucking scuffed, by the way. I'm literally fighting my fucking microphone to keep it in the 60s, and it's jumping all around as I'm trying to go from one screenshot to the next.
You're
Okay.
actually the man screaming at clouds right now.
That's I am. I am very much the man screaming at clouds. All right, now that I got the goofy shit, I just wanted to throw that out there. So you do not, in fact, run a cat sanctuary, and you're not a fucking unrepentant, super hungry pedophile. So I think we've
No.
cleared that up. Then again, if there's breaking news, like a year or two from now about some psychopath with 100 cats that got arrested with a daycare in their fucking trailer, we know you're lying.
Well, you'll have to cover that if it happens. I think the most recent thing is people got mad at, and this is funny
Mhm.
because Anna Valenz also went after Moonshine on Twitter as well. Because Moonshine, he's the guy named Pussy Licking Wally.
Well, that one's
And
gonna get some attention. Yeah.
Moonshine is a South Korean living in the U.S. and he goes to like white nationalist rallies in the woods and like goes spelunking with them. And I'm like, you are the bravest South Korean man, because like, what the fuck
Are
are
you
you
sure
doing?
that's not like the alternate identity of Hank? Do you know who Hank is?
No.
Hank is the sidekick. He's like the assistant to Johnny Somali. He's
Oh,
this South Korean dude who you remember, like there was a picture of a South Korean dude dressed up as like a Confederate general.
yeah.
Yeah, that's Hank. So I thought maybe like he's got a dual life. He jumped into VTubing now that Somali's going to go to prison for an eternity.
Moonshine does stop motion animation with Kit Bash figures that he makes, and he's sold two figures of mine, one for like 10.2K and one recently for 8.1K.
When we use the point K thing, are we talking money or is this like
Yeah, money, like American dollars. Like someone paid $10,000 for his model of me, and they're crazy, and I love them.
and what was your commission? What percentage you get of that?
Oh, none. That's Massa Moonshine. He gets to eat.
So yeah, that's a really good average. Boy, I sure do love it when people make tens of thousands of dollars and I get jack shit from it. By the way,
Yeah, well, he's
By the
my
way,
friend.
play Crime Boss.
Yeah, by the way. Yeah, no, I love my friends though. And he's also married, which makes it funnier when people when people say weird shit about him.
Oh, so let me pull this up here. So I was going to start with a Reddit mega post. Have you seen this?
Uh-huh. No. I heard about the Reddit mega post and I saw like a couple of links from it that linked to just obvious jokes. Like one of them I think was like, her fan name is literally Ku Klux Kirsche. Here's one of her fans joking about it. And it's like, no, they were joking about it because people who hate me were calling me that. Like,
Well, yeah. So basically, you got dogpiled. Yeah, and one of the people leading that was a journalist over at Vice, right? It was Anna Valens. Is
yeah,
that how you say it?
yeah, yeah.
And you can kind of feel, you get the feeling too when you're looking through this as it was kind of taking place, that they were sort of directing it or helping to kind of facilitate it. Because even in this Reddit mega post, right, on this subreddit that's got 250,000 users about VTubing,
Oh, that's a lot.
they linked directly to Anna Valen's article about you, and the first one, the Vice article, right, that started all of this. But it says, evidently, it is necessary for this compilation to exist. So I'm just going to load out the information in its totality. Should be fairly incontrovertible proof and can be linked to anyone who needs to quickly demonstrate that Kirsch is seriously bigoted to the point of functionally being a neo-Nazi without needing to have to write all of it from scratch. And yes, a large chunk comes from sources linked to the Vice article, obviously, with Anna Valens.
Obviously.
So like there's one, Kirsch supporting Osmond Gold for saying that every trans kid is actually a victim of a parent with mental illness.
I mean, that's just true. And Asmongold might be balding, but he's not a neo-Nazi.
Well, and it's funny too that this is one of the leading things because it kind of goes back to Alan Valance, but we'll get to that in a bit. Kirsch weighing in on the Worcester, Massachusetts City Council voting to be a sanctuary city for transgender and gender diverse people. I remember
There
when
were
that came out.
even Yeah, there were even trans people like with dysphoria who were just like these are freaks. Like these are people who look like clowns going up there and saying things.
Well, yeah, no, they were fucking psychotic. Yeah,
Yeah.
when they were doing it and talking about how they felt like they were going to die, and they were being hunted, even though, like, hunted for what?
In Massachusetts of all places. Like come on, dude.
Right, in the most suburban white middle class area that's existed. Kirsch dog whistling about how trans women are a threat to lesbians.
I don't even remember what that is. What is that?
Let me click this one. I can tell you exactly. Where does this? Oh, of course it goes. Of course it goes to. Uh, oh my God, it's redirecting me. Hold on. I don't know what curse shit I've just clicked on, but of course.
Oh no. That's okay. I got some real curse shit for you later because we got some real weirdos in the VTubing sphere.
Oh, here we go. It's interesting how Twitch made the Pride Guild to be inclusive, but while Kirsch can just call trans women man and mentally ill without issues, you can't even type the word trans chat or use it in the clip title. This isn't free speech; it's hate speech, and that's
What?
a Twitter from Niara VT.
Oh,
I'm
clown.
sure. Yeah, you remember that one.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
I don't understand that one at all.
no, it just it goes down listing all these, but like everything when I read through this, it was all a tweet or a fucking joke on stream.
Yeah.
But they seriously tried to fucking essentially what happened is they tried to strip away all your sponsors. They tried to get you banned. They tried to take away your monetization. It was like a directed effort, and it was over a month long.
Yeah, it was insane to just have to deal with this so constantly and it feels very obnoxious to have to correct lies so often and especially when I'm getting pelted from one side for being a Nazi and they're going after my sponsors and then being pelted from the other side like, "Oh, this bitch is a liberal pedophile." And it's just like, "What? Please let me catch a break, brother."
Well, what I've noticed, like with the VTubing stuff, is I always thought the internet was cyclical with what got popular. You had Let's Plays for a
Yeah.
while before that, like retro video games and people getting overly mad at them, that kind of thing. But like VTubing is like the next thing, at least as far as I'm concerned, because you can see the audience migration to it. When I look at like a lot of VTubers now, like Peppa or people like that, their audiences have exploded. Like yours has grown quite a bit. I mean, you went
Yeah.
from being smaller, now you have like what, 70,000 followers on Twitter, 50, 60,000 on Twitch. It's like this thing that's growing and growing and growing. And a lot of what it feels like when I'm reading like all these complaints that are coming at it is like sour grapes. It's people that are pissed off they didn't jump on the gravy train and don't really understand it a lot because they don't get the in jokes video games or anime or any of that shit, and feeling like they can't get involved. So they're trying to tear it apart to restructure it somehow.
Well, I feel like anyone can really get involved with it, right? Like nobody says, "Oh, streamers fell off. Like there's no point in becoming a streamer now
Sure.
because nobody watches that anymore." And I kind of felt like VTubing was a natural progression. And I know VTubing comes from idol culture in Japan, so it's diametrically different in that way. But I grew up, right? Like in middle school and high school, I was watching people like Sargon, like yourself, like other people in the so-called skeptic sphere back then, and everybody used like PNGs, right? Everyone was a PNG avatar. They didn't show themselves. And so using an anime avatar is just the same thing in my mind, except it's anime instead of like a Western drawing. Like even Josh uses like the slobber mutt and the news hamster, right? So it doesn't make sense that some people have such a rabid anime hatred if they also come from that same sort of sphere. And like give a little bit of leeway to like Jersh because of all the stuff he dealt with on like 8chan and whatnot back in the day.
Well, and I'm not even really talking about like I get Josh, and his anti-anime thing, but I'm not even really talking about him specifically. I'm talking more about. It seems like the majority of these people come from Reddit.
Yeah,
Um, that's that. I guess the shit on every redditor, but from what I've noticed, a lot of them seem to come from Reddit, and they'll have like a Blue Sky account. You can almost, when you're looking through their social media, you can almost kind of pinpoint exactly who they are based on what you're looking at. Because they have all
pretty
the
much.
shit in their bio you'd expect from the different, pride flags and pronouns and links to like Blue Sky and shit like that. But I don't know. It just seems like a concentrated group of people that aren't really into it that just want to fuck it up because they're mad about it for some reason.
Yeah, all the like Redditor and Tumblr people want to come in and be like, "Oh, this is just another space that we can push all the bigots out of." But like anime has always been like more. I want to say right wing. I don't want to like use that as a solid thing, but it just feels like everyone who had been into anime always made like edgy jokes, always made edgy references, always was into like edgy kind of content. And so it doesn't really make any sense to try and come in and sanitize everything and then claim like, oh, these kind of people can't be here when it's like those were the native people. Like you're posting on stolen tubes, man.
Well, right. I mean, like, I think everybody here has seen at least one episode of Cardcaptor Sakura where she's listening to a Hitler speech. So, I mean, of course, anime is very right wing, but
Yeah,
um,
every K-On fan is a Nazi.
we know this. It's factually accurate. I mean, you can't watch Sailor Moon without Mercury or Mars trying to put somebody in an oven.
Exactly.
It's concrete proof. I don't know what's with these people, but
Yeah, I know. I don't understand.
But yeah, so I mean, what do you think initially drew their attention to you? Because I mean, you had this group kind of dogpile your ass, and we'll get more into it. But they're compiling lists, they're writing hit piece articles. What was like what was the thing that started it? What drew them in? Did you piss on the hornet's nest or what?
I wish I could tell you because this originated from like some seething fan of like Niji Sanji. And Niji Sanji has like a bad reputation in the VTuber sphere. Like they're called a black company. People make their name into like a little racist term sometimes, and they've had a lot of controversy where they've driven some of their talents to attempt to commit suicide. They've terminated their talents. They've treated them very poorly. There have been some talents who make racist jokes and they get terminated for it. Other talents make racist comments that are very clearly not jokes and nothing happens to them. And like even their CEO had to come out and give like a groveling apology for one of their talents who had attempted to take her own life multiple times. And when they terminated her, they were like, "Oh, the results for our finances of terminating this talent will be negligible." Like it was just the wildest thing. And so this person that went after me was like a fan of that company. And like, yeah, I've lobbed a few shots their way before. They have talents behind the scene who played insider baseball, trying to get artists to not work with me because I'm a terrifying bigot. So it's like I don't know. I guess they just didn't like me because of things I said about Niji Sanji. I have no idea because I wasn't really doing anything different. But I had a couple of tweets that caught the algorithm. I made like a joke about the body cam stills of like there was that one woman who looked like some video game character screaming at a police officer and she got shot. There was another guy who had like stolen a car and got on a police chase and he got shot. And they both made like crazy looking faces. And even in my Discord, I had like the proof to show like I was making a face joke about them. And I posted that and everyone was like, "Oh my God, Kirsche wants all black people to die." And I was like, Where did I say that?
So do you, I guess for people watching, that is one of the weirder things about VTubing that I have noticed, because there are a lot of independent people, but a lot of them kind of group under an umbrella of a corporation, and usually these are
Yeah.
like foreign companies. And like I haven't seen anything like that on YouTube since like MCM days, back when YouTubers, there was no direct monetization, so you had to go through a company to get advertisements.
Yeah.
So you had like one or two companies controlling like everybody because they wanted ad revenue. Like, why is that the way it is in VTubing? Why are people all falling under the umbrella like two or three different foreign companies?
Well, the big VTubing companies are Hololive and Niji
Sure.
and there were obviously other VTubers before that. Like, I can't remember names off the top of my head, but you had, like Kizuna AI, and you had the other four horsemen of VTubing before that. But Hololive and Niji are the two big companies, and so when VTubing sort of came to the West, it was like, sure, you could try to be independent, but if you have a VTuber company, you're going to be more successful. You're going to have, the branding of the company behind you. You're going to be more successful. And so English companies started popping up, and some of them have been successful, but a lot have been very scammy, reminiscent of the MLM stuff that were for YouTubers back in the day.
Right.
And there still is that sort of, I need a company to be successful. There are still VTubers who have like very successful communities themselves and still decide to go into a company after that. And I don't know what the contracts look like because I'm not in a company. But personally, I feel like if you build your brand and you're doing well as an indie, and you can maybe get like a contracted manager, which is what I have. He goes and gets sponsors for me, and I pay him a commission based on the sponsor. But I wouldn't want to give up a percentage of my income that I make to a company because it could be anywhere from like a 20% split to a 50% split.
Holy
And
shit, you guys are paying Steam levels of fucking shit. Like when game
yeah.
companies, when developers put their stuff up on like Steam or even any of these other platforms, really aside from like Epic, I think it's like a 30% cut.
Yeah, so it depends on what specifically it is. So I think sometimes companies will structure it as like, okay, for merchandising, we as the company are doing almost everything. So you're going to get like a 2% to, I think is the lowest I've heard. And I think 10% is like the highest I've heard for companies. I could be wrong. Again, I'm not in one. And then there's like, when you get super chats on YouTube, YouTube will take the 30%. Your company will take like another 10 to 30%, and you're left with whatever's after that.
Oh my God, this is
Yeah.
poverty
Yeah.
level. How the fuck are you guys? Okay, because I maybe I get that with like the television appearances and the merchandising deals because I've seen that with the amount of money that people are making, or at least the amount of exposure they're getting.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of fucking money, 30 to 50%. I'm actually kind of shocked by the amount of percentage that the managers are getting or these companies are pulling in.
Yeah, it'll just depend on everyone's contract. It could be different, right? Like some companies will be like, okay, you guys can keep 100% of all of your super chats and donations, but when it comes to merchandise, you're going to get even less, and the company will take a bigger cut. It'll just all depend on what the company is, what they're offering. And I think the only company that was really, really transparent with what their percentages were was Idle Corp. And they were an Israeli-owned VTuber company
Oy
that
vey.
I actually, yeah, oy vey. Israel almost became my greatest ally. I did sponsored watch-alongs for them, and I was talking about management conditions with them as well. Because I don't think my brand fits under a company. I wouldn't want other girls to get backlash for like the shit that I say. So I would only really want to have a contracted manager kind of situation.
Wow. Okay, so given the amount of money that these companies are making, does that lead you to suspect that maybe like the hit that kind of came after you because you were starting to gain an audience, you were getting more and more. Not I. You were starting to kind of branch out and attract brand deals like the Crime Boss thing and other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like a mutual exposure kind of thing. Do you think that these big companies saw you as like a threat to the pool and were like, we need to knock her down a few pegs so we can get more of the money she's taking up from us?
I really doubt that because I mean, there's way more successful indies than me. Like if you look at Fillion or Shy Lily or like Bow the Whale, they all get higher viewership than I do. They're less controversial than I am. They make a ton of money. And like Cinder as well was somebody else who was in the news recently because she was practicing, that it's just business kind of thing
Oh, well,
where she
see,
would
see,
backstab people.
well, with like Cinder, I did hear a little bit about that. So wasn't Cinder basically running around kneecapping people to keep them in house so they wouldn't like go out elsewhere or get too popular?
Yeah, so she was friends with a bunch of people, and they all used, similar artists, because once you get like really large in VTubing, you obviously want to go to the very well-known artists, and you get very good models, very good rigging. You don't have to worry about people scamming you quite as much, except for Bao. Unfortunately, she seems to get scammed very often, and it's very sad, and I feel bad for her. But
Wow, that's tragic. What's Bao's contact information? I got a hat deal for this person.
don't take advantage of the whale. She just wants inflation pornography.
We can put that on a hat. You know what I'm saying? I'll figure out a way to make that work.
The Ethan Bowberry, and
There we go.
there's just, I don't know. I forgot where I was going with this. That happens often.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I just brought up Cinder. It's like an offshoot thing. So, oh, okay. So this starts. You don't really know exactly what started it, but they're
Yeah.
kind of gunning for you, and it starts to kind of pick up momentum. But this fucked with your money. This fucked with your ability to do what you do.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate because like I had all these people suddenly believing a bunch of shit about me that wasn't true. And like I probably overshare on stream compared to other people. So a lot of my growing up is known, and I've never been shy about talking about how my mom kind of abandoned us for a few weeks. Like I thought she was going to the grocery store and she didn't come home, so I was like, okay, maybe she got drunk at a bar and I'll see her in a few days. But
Wait,
after
she
like
really did that? Like the actual "I'm going to go get milk," but never came back?
Yeah, she did that all the time. She would go get drunk and then, either get arrested while she was out or just like stay at a friend's place and then come back a few days later and be like, "Oh, sorry, I was out drinking with friends."
Oh, brutal.
Yeah, that's that's wonderful. But at one point, she was gone for like a week and finally called and was like, "Hey, I drove to North Carolina. I lived in Massachusetts, by the way, at this point. So she drove from Massachusetts to North Carolina for reasons unbeknownst to me, even as a child. And she was like, I met a guy at a bar and I'm bringing him home with me. I can't wait for you to meet him. So she was gone for like two or 3 weeks total. And she finally comes home and this guy walks in. He's not wearing a shirt and he has SS tattooed over his heart and he has multiple swastika tattoos.
Oh my God, a Sweetie Squad member.
I know, Sweetie Squad back in the day. So she dated him for probably about a decade, and he was not a good person. And he also,
I thought you were gonna lean into that. Like she dated him for like a week, but a decade.
oh no, yeah, Not only did she date him for a decade, he convinced her to get swastika tattoos, and she also got the SS tattoo over her heart with his initials because she's crazy. And I was like, Mom, why are you getting swastikas tattooed on you? You literally rented out my bedroom to a large black man. I don't understand. And even to this day, like she hasn't been dating him in a long time, but the last time she lied about killing herself, I found out that she was cheating on her weed dealing husband with the Nazi. Because my brother let it loose that she likes to pretend that she's bedridden, but when the weed guy goes to work,
Are you like
she'll get up and go fuck the
your
Nazi.
your life is like the American version of the Trailer Park Boys? What the fuck am I listening to?
Yeah, yeah, that's why I don't have any VTuber lore because I wouldn't be able to remember it, and I think my life is actually just enough.
Holy shit! In one paragraph, you went from her neo-Nazi boyfriend to the black guy she dealt drugs with living in there, and there's a prison trip and drunken wanderings around the country. Just a typical week at my house.
Yeah, it's I'm throwing a lot of information at you at once, but there's a lot of mom lore when it comes to me. My mom was not a good person, and so like watching people online call me a neo-Nazi with like what I grew up with is always hilarious to me.
It comes out, rubs you the wrong way, does it?
Yeah, it's just like what the hell, dude? If they actually had to deal with my mom or the people she dealt with, like they would crumple.
So okay, so you've got all this shit coming down on you as a tsunami. The Reddit stuff starts. Maybe it's a corporation doing it. Maybe it's just fans of the corporation doing it. But then we get the journalist that jumps in.
Yeah.
Right. So Anna, let me pull this up on stream because it's like it's not enough that they're just kind of starting to fuck with you. They actually write this. Why is the gamer subs VTuber pushing the great replacement theory? Meet Kirsch. One of her fans is a bona fide Nazi.
Yeah, I had a plushie sale back in like end of November, beginning of December last year. And I had been retweeting all of the plushies because they finally started shipping in April. And obviously, I appreciate anyone who buys my merchandise, right? Like you're spending money on me. Thank you. That's wonderful of you. I appreciate it. So I'm retweeting all these plushie pics to show off fans showing their plushies. And one of them was a femboy. And I was like, oh, I like your gloves and your boots. They're cute. But apparently, in one of his pictures, there were like Nazi books, and there was a swastika on one of them that was like 2 pixels wide,
Sure.
and I didn't inspect these images like a forensic detective, so I didn't notice it. And then everyone was like, "Oh my god, we knew it! She's a Nazi. This confirms it."
Well, I mean, shit. When I did the DeviantArt series, making fun of like the different artist groups,
Hmm.
almost every episode that I did on that, I'd have people from that particular group, the people I was making fun of, send in like fan art of shit. You never know who's gonna watch your shit or who's gonna
Yeah,
like it.
right.
Especially if you're not like outwardly courting it. I've never seen a stream of yours where you're dressed in Nazi regalia, so I don't know how that's on you.
I don't even have anything that looks like it could be misconstrued as Nazi regalia, even.
So, but I mean, you went through it because we hadn't seen this for a while, right? Okay, so as gay as this sounds, back during Gamergate, right in 2014,
Yeah.
a lot of the people, anybody that would kind of speak out against that or even talk about it in a non-neutral way, would get just fucking hammered by journalists. And then that kind of went out of fashion because there was blowback for that, right? And
Yeah.
it seemed like it was kind of a dying art. You really didn't see it outside of politics. Like outside of Trump getting shit on by everybody in the media, most normal users didn't. But you actually had this happen to you where Anna was like, they were out for blood. I mean, it wasn't just one article. They were tweeting about it. They were talking about it constantly for a fucking month.
It was insane just how, I guess, hard up they were for trying to commit like life ruination. Like these people genuinely wanted to see me have all my sponsors drop me, have my audience go away, chase me off the internet. Like they were like, some people don't deserve a platform. Anna was even trying to call this VTuber gate as like a gamer gate equivalent. And I was like, that is so cheesy, man.
Yeah.
Like VTubing is niche, and so there's cancellation attempts occasionally. Sometimes they'll work because people, court that kind of audience, and their audience is just like, oh, we hate you now, fuck off. But like, it's kind of rare for it to actually succeed, and I'm kind of glad that it's going away at this point.
Well, it just again, I mean, I feel like there's part of it. I mean, yeah, I get there's an ideological bent to it, and there can be other reasons like trolling and stuff. But it just I feel like there is a pull to want to attack it because of how popular and profitable it's become. Um, like fuck, I mean, look at like Roblox. There's a game in Roblox, some farm simulator. The kid that runs that, he's like 16, has made, I think he's almost at like 10-20 million dollars off a
That's
fucking.
insane.
Yep, yep. It's a stupid fucking farm simulator that like 100 million people play. It's ridiculous.
That
Uh,
is ridiculous.
but when you hear about somebody young, right, who doesn't really have anything going for them, they made that amount of money. I think it just pisses people off. And I wonder if
Yeah,
part of
right.
part of what Anna's pissed off is they're thinking like, oh, you're doing this VTubing thing and you're talking to video game companies, you're talking to other people doing this on your own. And that's kind of what I wanted to like segue into was what happened with the crime boss thing. Because
Yeah,
I
and
remember
they
you talking about this fucking game nonstop, nonstop cheerleading this fucking game,
I
unendingly
loved that
positive
game.
about this fucking game, and then they basically shove a knife into your back.
Yeah, it was really disappointing because I mean I felt like I was the only one who talked positively about the game. It came
You
out in
you literally
2023.
were. You literally were the only person I heard online talk well about this game. So it fucking floors me that they did this.
They weren't even being added. Like everyone was focused on gamer subs or U2s or Uwu Market because that's like where my merchandise was. And so the fact that like they had zero backlash, they had nobody publicly talking to them. I'm sure they had some like other creators behind the scenes who probably messaged them because in the creator program there were 3 of us.
Sure.
I can't remember the names of the other 2 creators, but there were 3 of us that were basically building the creator program for in-game studios. And when they like released our names, and one of the other creators, I think it's like Mario in a top hat or something, when he found out that I was a Trump supporter, he was just like, I don't want to be in a creator program with a Trump supporter. That's a Nazi. And I was like, what? I don't give a shit what you are, bro. Like we can be in the creator program and just
Did
never
you
interact.
explain
Like
to
I
him?
don't.
Or you're like, there's Chuck Norris in the game, right? Like you
I
understand?
didn't. I
Who's in
didn't
the
even have
fucking
a
game?
chance. I didn't even have a chance. I was just told like, oh yeah, so one of the other creators left because you were a Trump supporter, but like also I'm a Trump supporter, so we didn't care that he said that. But I guess Vice dragging me for tweets taken out of context was too much for them to handle. And I was really disappointed because I was like, hey, would you like at least talk to my Mythic manager? Because like this is this is all out of context. I'm getting in touch with a lawyer. I'm going to be dealing with this. This is libel. And they were like, no, it's a unanimous decision. We can't work with you anymore.
Now, after, I mean, I know we're kind of jumping ahead a little bit to the end of the story, I guess. But have they reached out after all of this, after the fallout, after the articles got taken down, after Anna
Nope.
slunk off into the fucking sewer?
Nope, they haven't reached out a single time, which again makes me feel very sad because this was a game that I really, really loved playing. And that's why, like, people were like, oh, she's retarded for doing something for free. And, like, yeah, maybe I am, but, like, I really liked the game. And when you like something, you're more willing to put time into it and not get as much in return. And especially because they were planning on working on making a DLC with me as a playable character, I was like, eventually I'll get my dividends, right? Like, I don't need anything right now.
Yeah, because I honestly was almost considering playing this fucking thing with you because you wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
It's just like pestering your father to play a game with you.
Right, right. Well, I mean, I would have rather played like something like Generation Zero, which is a fun, glitchy game, but fun. I think all the devs have committed suicide because it sold so
Oh,
poorly.
no.
Yeah, it was a sad story. They updated it and then threw themselves off a bridge. But you know,
Oh my god, the devs killed themselves. Let's play their game now.
well, they gave it their effort. You know, that's A for effort is what counted. But I'm kind of surprised because yeah, you did advertise this game a lot. I associated your name with it at this point.
I think
Um,
a lot of people did, yeah.
and the fact that they wouldn't reach out afterwards and be like, you know what, we fucked up, or you know what, let's just try to move past it, kind of thing. Because who's
Yeah.
talking about it now? Nobody.
Pretty much. And unfortunately on the Steam discussion forum as well, like they were leaving up threads that were talking poorly about me or like saying, "Oh, now I'll support your game because you kicked out a Nazi but they didn't buy the game." And there was one really big thread of support for me, and that was deleted off the forum for a while. It was eventually brought back, but it was just really weird.
It never works out when they pander. I mean, even look at the more recent thing with what was it, Splitgate 2 or whatever it was,
Yeah.
where the dev wore a hat that said "Make FPS is great again," and then he apologized for that. And
He had really hello fellow kids energy when he came out on stage with that though.
right, right. But after he did the apology, though, his active player base dropped from like 25,000 to 10. Like
Yeah, like
they
it was insane.
yeah, the damage they did to themselves because the people that complain and promise that they'll end up buying the product or using the product never end up doing it. I mean, that's why we saw everything from Dragon Age to, oh my God, what was that? The newer one, Marathon. I'm sorry. Like
Mhm.
you never see like these games. I don't know. It's just when they try to cater to these audiences, that audience isn't there to reciprocate. They don't buy it or play it or enjoy it. They just bitch, and then it
Well,
drives off actual players.
some of the people got bullied enough, I guess. Well, not bullied, but like it got called out enough. Like, oh, you'll never buy the game. You're just virtue signaling. So some of them did buy it, and then realized, oh, this game uses the word candy ass, which is a stand-in for the F slur, and this game has Chuck Norris, who's anti-homosexual. So we can't play this game. This game is bigoted. No wonder the bigots liked it.
I'm sorry, I can't play your game. Chuck Norris won't kiss men, so clearly I can't enjoy this shooting product about gangbangers.
Oh my god! And like, I think it was Vanilla Ice as well. He's in the game, and he defended James Gunn when James Gunn was going through his cancellation.
Oh shit, really? Yeah, I didn't even know Vanilla
Yeah,
Ice was in this thing.
yeah, no, Vanilla Ice is in the game. Danny Glover, Chuck Norris, Michael Madsen. There's another one I'm forgetting the name of. Like, there's a lot of Hollywood people. And when it first came out, I was like, is this a Hollywood money laundering scheme? I've never heard of this developer. What is this? And then I played it, and I couldn't shut up about it.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say, when I thought you meant like you'd already played it. Like, oh my god, this is dog shit. It has a lot of celebrities in it though, so is it like money laundering?
No, I was surprised it wasn't money laundering, and I was like, I gotta get involved. I love this thing.
Well, when I was reading, like, okay, there are a lot of smug posts about you over on Reddit from the fuckers that never play these. Like, listen to this, right? It sucks this is happening, and that Anna had to deal with this. That Anna had to deal with this, by the way,
Yeah,
because
Anna's been trying to paint themselves as the victim of a harassment campaign this
oh,
whole time.
oh,
Like,
yeah, because as according to this person, you're throwing a temper tantrum over having your white supremacist views shown to the world.
yeah,
Uh,
that's why I continued streaming every day, and Anna was like, "Oh no, I'm being chased off the internet. I have to delete all my accounts."
Well, yeah, they unironically say, I didn't know they unironically said stuff like this, but chuds won't stop at Anna. Sooner or later, they'll move on to another target, and the cycle continues. What the? I don't care what you think of Vice or Anna or any game journalists. Nobody deserves to face this level of abuse. What level of abuse was Anna facing?
I think an anime themed tea company told Anna to kill themselves.
Okay. Because like this is their account. I'm showing this up on screen because it's gone now. But
Oh,
this is their account before they deleted everything. And the picture before they had this up, I noticed in the 2 or 3 weeks they were getting attention. They changed it because they used to have a vor picture up. Um,
oh,
it was like a I want you in my tummy fucking kinky hentai picture up, and then
Jesus Christ.
they changed it to a black and white one. But they deleted everything, right? And then if you go read it, it's a lot of like woe is me shit. And like I'm trying to
Mhm.
figure out, okay, so the articles come out, right? All the people are shitting on you. Crime Boss walks away. Everybody's just, going on you. And then you said you were going to lawyer up and everything fucking 180'd like in a day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, as
you want to explain that a little? Because I think people missed how quickly these people ran for the hills once you said you were going to sue the shit out of them.
so I paid someone to cosplay as me as best as they could, and then slap a cease and desist on Vice's corporate door. And I didn't realize that Vice operated out of what looks like a meth lab, so that was very interesting to me.
I can picture that as being true.
But a lot of people were just like, "Oh, this reads like a shit post. Like this isn't a real cease and desist. Like she's not serious about who would take this seriously." Vice took down all those articles in less than like 12 hours. And like it might have looked like a shit post, but like that's basically what they post as their journalism on their own website. So like yeah, I'm going to put just as much professionalism in my cease and desist as Vice deserves. And I'm glad that people who have a sense of humor had fun reading my cease and desist. And I'm glad that it had the desired effect and I didn't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars taking Vice to court just to eventually win because it was indeed libel.
Well, yeah, you know what I've noticed too with a lot of like these journalism outlets is they'll write articles where they'll just either it's hyper specifically go after an individual or they'll smear an entire demographic, right?
Hmm.
But when you look at the author, when you look at the person that's actually writing the article, it's some shady shit. Like Ars Technica, I believe, had an author, Doctor Pizza,
Oh
literally
boy.
Doctor Pizza. Um, he would go on at length about how anime fans were all child molesters and how Pizzagate was insane. And then he got arrested for like violently molesting multiple preteen girls.
Yeah, he's like the number one thing that gets brought up when it's like a reset the clock kind of thing. But I'm pretty sure, at least on Imgur, there used to be a whole giant page of people that were like that.
Well, and I bring this up because like as people started digging into Annabelle, and not now she wasn't like a child molester. I'm not saying that, but
Yeah, no, she was not.
when they started digging into her, there was some interesting things they found, were there not?
Yeah, I think the most interesting thing was them claiming to have POCD. And POCD was something that I had talked about on stream before.
Hmm.
And if you hadn't heard of POCD, it stands for Pedophilic Obsessive Compulsive Disorder. And when I went through it and I read some of the like DSM-5 entries and some of the psychologists talking about it, I was like, I can be made to believe that something like POCD exists. Like maybe someone gets molested as a child, maybe they're around people who are child molesters who touch other people but not them, and then they grow up with this like innate obsessive fear of what if I become like the person that abused me or some such, right? Like I can make that leap of faith and say, "Okay, that makes sense." However, when I was reading like the forums on the psychology website and I was reading some of the ways that these psychologists were saying people should deal with POCD, and they're like, "Oh, some of the compulsions are watching CP to make sure you're not a pedophile." And I was like, that's not real. That's not a thing that you should do. And they're like, you should go by playgrounds and schools and like stand there and understand that you're normal. And it's like that
What
if if
psychologist
you're
wrote this shit?
yeah, I was like, if you're worried that you might be a pedophile, I don't think exposure therapy is the thing you should be doing.
That's the
I'm not a
craziest.
professional.
That is the craziest shit I've ever heard. Is that seriously in the DCM or
That wasn't the DSM, but that was like
the
on the
DSM?
psychology pages I was reading. The DSM didn't have anything specifically of like a POCD, but they were like, there are things that can comorbidity with pedophilia and OCD and anxiety and depression, etc.
So
And I'm like,
that was one thing, but there were
yeah.
other things that they had found in relation to Anna and her interests, were there not?
Oh boy, there are a lot. Anna did like fart porn and gigantic porn and just like a lot of just weird, degenerate things.
That's
And
that's more what I was. God, see, that's I was trying to walk you towards that. You're like, let's talk about the heavy shit first. No,
well,
I meant
that's
that she
what I thought
wanted.
you wanted.
I wanted to talk about her having people rip toots in her face, man. That's where I was going with that.
Like I tried watching one of their streams once and they just kept burping and they had told about having a burp fetish previously. And so like there were people like in their farms thread like, "Wow, this is disgusting. I have to listen to this." And I'm like, "No, a little Kiwi farmer. It is actually not just disgusting. You are an unwitting participant in this person's fetish."
So, so they want people they want people to play the butt trumpet in their face and
Yeah.
burp on their, and it feels to me like, when Anna was doing her articles, she's literally digging into anybody that watches you, trying to find somebody she can basically hold up as the example of why you're Satan, right?
Well,
But
that's
what
why they took your joke seriously when you said that I was gonna put you in an oven because you're a Jew, and they were like, "Look, she really is a Nazi."
they actually believe that too. And people
Yeah.
listening in chat might not know this, but yeah, I responded to Anna Valens when she put up her article and said, I'd stumbled across your live stream and you were playing a video game, and I said, hey, that looks like a neato video game, and you'd started screaming and saying that when Project 2025 became law, you were going to shove my fat ass into an oven, and they actually believed that. They thought that really fucking happened.
Well, apparently the oven didn't work. You're still here.
I know it didn't. It didn't do the job. But the reason I bring this up is they like digging through everybody in your audience. They like digging through your shit, trying to find stuff. But the second I noticed people, like, it was the cease and desist, right? But the
Yeah.
second people started talking about Anna and her love of getting tooted on, suddenly she's the victim of harassment and needs to hide and delete all her accounts because she's gone now. Like her Twitter account's gone. I think she shut down her Blue Sky too, didn't she?
Yeah, he's shut down a couple of his accounts on multiple occasions. So like I'm sure he'll be back eventually. Like he stayed off Twitter for maybe like a week or two and then made a new Twitter account and then they shut down their Blue Sky and everyone was like, "Oh my god, they even got harassed off of Blue Sky." And he was like,
Oh, I'm
"JK, I'm
sorry.
back."
Breaking news. I'm sorry. My chat is informing me. Is Alan? Is Anna Valens a man?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Are we? Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that fucking detail.
I didn't know why you were saying she, so I was like, "Okay, I
I
guess I'll
thought it
just
was. I
follow
thought it
his
was a chick.
directions."
Oh my God.
No.
It's a guy too. Shut the fuck up.
Yes. No, of course.
Oh come on. Let me. I've never looked at an image.
Did you not see the fart clip, man?
No.
Oh god, okay. I have to go find the clips for you. Hold on.
Yeah, you do. I need a. I like. Yeah. No, I didn't. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. First off, when I looked. Okay. No, this is such. God, this is poetic. When I looked up Anna Valens and looked at an image search, the first fucking thing is a GoFundMe fundraiser for Alan Valens. Help them pay their bills because of burnout.
Yeah, they put that up after trying to get gamer subs to drop me, and I was like, wow, that's funny. That's real funny. And then everyone's
Holy
like,
shit.
far right Nazi VTubers trying to run an honorable trans woman journalist off the internet.
Oh my God, look at, they've got a Jay Leno fucking jaw. And one of their eyes is deformed. Is this the right person? And they're like
they have
looking
a
straight.
thread.
They're looking straight, but their eye is like off to the left.
Yeah, the reason I think I got on Anna's radar specifically is they wrote a hit piece article on a VTuber organization called Vallure. Vallure is an adult ASMR VTuber company. So all the women in the company do like lewd ASMR, like blowjob simulator kind of stuff for like men, right? Like it's straight male pandering kind of thing, right? I don't want to use pandering because it sounds bad, but you know what I mean.
Whatever, I get you.
And Anna had asked them multiple times, like, "Oh, are trans women allowed to join your organization? Can trans women join? Like, do you accept trans women?" And they would get summarily ignored on Twitter. And then the Vallure girls did a stream about, like, their new generation that they were going to be having auditions for. And Anna once again asked, what their stance on trans women are. And the leader, I can't remember her name.
Are you, wait, I'm sorry. Are you telling me your entire career almost got sunk because of a guy in a dress who likes getting farted on? And
Yes.
people took this shit real? The guys in
Yes.
Crime Boss, the fucking retard developers in Crime Boss, the fucking dense retards at Crime Boss, literally disassociated with you because of a man in a dress who wants to have people rip ass in their face. Are you fucking kidding me?
I wish I was kidding you. And the ripping ass isn't even the worst part. I think the thing that everybody would post every time Anna posted anything was they have an audio that they posted on Twitter themselves willingly about how they want to put cis women in rape breeding camps and they want to beat up that cis girl macaroni in a pot pussy so hard that they'll have to change
Please,
the
please,
women
for the love of
out.
God, you got to link me to this. I want to read this on stream. I want to read this on stream. Let me get a picture of this person. Then we're going to read their rape fart fetish board.
All right, so let me go to our little Twitter DM thing here. Here's the macaroni in a pot breeding camps thing for that.
Oh my God, is this? You're not fucking with me, right? This is real.
I'm not. This is real. I'm not fucking with you. This is something that they willingly posted.
Okay, hold on, hold on. Oh, by the way, just so you know, because I'm doing this just so ghetto style, if the Google Meets drops, I just got to restart a new one because it's like
No problem.
such a.
I'll just assume
Oh my
that
God, is
you
this?
got burped on.
Where is this? They put this on. Oh no, okay, okay. Animal Lens. Okay, helps to implemented by major media account for killing stories on trans criminals uploading disturbing rape fantasy. It's an audio.
Yep.
Oh my God. All right, hold on. Let me put a picture up so people get an idea what we're talking about. Hold on, one sec. Sorry, let me just give me a second here. I feel like there's an entire aspect. There's a dimension of this story that I was completely unaware of. Now I'm putting a
Oh,
picture up.
definitely.
All right, I'm putting a picture up. Tell me if this is the right person, because I don't want to start going off if I've got the wrong person. I don't want to
Let
be an
me see
asshole
here.
to some complete innocent stranger.
I'm deep in my tabs right now. Okay, I'm looking. I'm perceiving.
It'll take a second because there's a
Yeah, that's
fucking.
the correct person.
It is.
That's
That's
the
the right
correct person.
person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Anna.
Okay. All right, chat. Oh boy, we're in for a treat. Let me make sure I got desktop audio on. All right. So again, this is Anna Vellens. This is something. This is audio they made.
Yeah.
Rape fantasy audio describing cis girl breeding facilities. Here we go.
In the future, there are a number of institutions that emerge. If you are a trans girl or if you are trans feminine, you can go ahead and sign up for a reservation slot to an all-day access to one of many breeding facilities where you get to breed the shit out of that cis girl pussy. You can absolutely.
Are you for real? Are you for? I'm sorry because the audio is not probably playing for you. I know it's kind of funky on the call, but
No, I just played it from your stream.
oh, okay. So it starts off. Our story starts off where all the trans girls, right, get to go to the breeding facility and fuck the shit out of cis girl
Yeah.
pussy.
Yeah.
This reminds there was a joke. Okay, I can't remember what journalist it was, but it's probably one of the funniest interactions I've ever seen on Twitter. I literally laughed for a half, and I nearly pissed myself. I was laughing so hard. Some woman, some guy made a comment to this journalist, and she took it real, and she tweeted out, "Oh my God, neo Nazis are trying to put me into a brat farm where they'll harvest girls' farts," and they were like terrified of brat farms and having their fucking farts harvested. This is what this sounds like. They're talking about
pretty
land.
much.
Yeah. Let me play some more here.
Devastate that shit, fucking destroy it, murder it.
God.
It's done.
My
Like,
chat's screaming
they
about
have to
TOS.
cycle
It's
the
fine.
girls out
I
because that
played this
pussy
before.
is
It's okay.
absolutely out of commission. And now we have breeding saunas, we have breeding bookstores, breeding movie theaters. Those are really nice. You have breed.
How
will
did
have to
this
show you the-
person? How did this person try to cancel you? How are they
Well-
talking about a swastika that's 2 pixels wide when they have audio about raping fucking cis women in some tranny gangbang fantasy?
Well, they're higher on the oppression hierarchy than I am, so people take them more seriously.
This is fucking lunacy. This is
It is.
lunacy. Like, this makes it even more ridiculous. What the fuck were the devs at Crime Boss thinking?
I wish I could tell you what people were thinking. I did send you 2 more of their fetish things.
Oh,
that
there's
I've
more.
also
Of
shown on-
course, there's more.
Of course.
Of course.
I showed you the brapping because apparently you didn't know that.
No, I really didn't. I knew that they had some funny stuff. Okay, hold on one sec here. Let me get this loaded. What am I watching? First off, okay, it's some what? Okay, what am I watching? It's some fucking inflated stomach dancing thing. Is so?
Yeah, because they also have a vor fetish.
Oh yeah, no, I told you about it. Yeah, okay. Because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
did. They had like a hentai pic. It was like a kinky hentai.
yeah.
Do you almost think that like Anna? Do you think it's not so much they were scared of the cease and desist, but do you think they got spooked because people were starting to dig through their shit and there's something worse out there?
Well, I went to Archive of Our Own, which I just linked to you as well, and I read one of their weird fan fictions on Archive of Our Own, and all of Anna's defenders reported my Twitch, and I got a 24-hour ban from reading their fan fiction. And Anna claimed that they were no longer posting on Blue Sky. They had a social media team posting for them. And they posted and actually that's not fan fiction, that's erotica.
Okay, no. Okay, I have to show this on stream. No, they're not gonna fucking believe me if I don't show this on stream. Hold on. Oh my god, this has actually become more entertaining. All right, hold on. I knew they were like, I thought we were gonna talk about how fucked up like this is so perfect. Hold on. Oh, please fart in my face. You need to brap in my face so we can fight the Nazis. All right, hold on. Okay, all right, hold on. Where is it?
The collective stank from our brapping will defeat Hitler.
This is love wins. Okay, hold on. It's because I've got, I called it monster. I'm so mean. Okay, hold on. Okay. I want to read for chat. Oh god, I hope that's coming through good. All right, it's not showing. I've got my stupid audio overlay sitting on there because I'm old and retarded. All right, hold on.
Relatable.
Okay, so this is their collected works. This has been archived right up on Ghost Archive, and it's originally from what is this called? Transformative Works? Was that the sex fiction site they were using or something?
I'm not entirely sure. I found it on Archive of Our Own, so maybe this is just another archive website for their stuff.
Oh
but
my god, I'm gonna start with the second one. Okay, happy birthday, sis. Right? Happy
Yeah.
birthday, sis. I'm surprised they didn't try to do like a pun, like an alliteration, and call sis CIS. But okay, not as smart as me,
man.
are you,
Missed
Anna?
opportunity.
Exactly. Here's the fucking tags: rape, non-consensual, sister relationship, brother sister, older sister, younger brother, older sister, younger sister, family relationship, incest relationship, and then of course we've got a Mary Sue, original female character, original trans character, forced feminization, gender identity, gender issues, magical girls. Got to have Futanari in there, transformation.
Obviously.
Rape, neats, brother-sister relationship, brother-sister relationship, sister-sister relationship. God, okay, it's Kiri's 20th birthday, and he's always loved magical girls. His sister, a magical girl herself, decides to offer him a very special present that he'll never forget. Force Femme starts male-female, part of the Majestic Shield series. This is a series.
It is a series. And see, my mistake was I was like, this sounds fucking hilarious. Let's go see the extent of their writing outside of Vice. And so I read part of this, and they had a bunch of people mass report me, and I got banned for 24 hours. But what they didn't think about is that if people mass reported me for their smut writing, they literally do their smut on Twitch. So the next day, they also got banned.
Oh, so how did Anna react when this dropped? Because this must have got dropped. Were they still online when this came out and everybody's like, "Hey, we found your erotic fan fiction about incest"?
They were still online claiming that they weren't writing on their Blue Sky, but they had a social media team writing for them. And so they said that I read their fan fiction in an attempt to humiliate them and then corrected me that it wasn't fan fiction, but it was erotica, and that I have done a bad thing by reading it because I am exposing minors on Twitch to pornography despite my channel being 18
Yeah,
plus.
first off, no, you absolutely are reading it to embarrass. You are correct on that. Secondly, let's talk about Ballsy, right? The dates on these: March 2025, February 2025. Literally a month or two before they tried to literally destroy your career because you had a fan that had a swastika on a book in their fucking collection. That was enough to destroy you. Meanwhile, over here on Transformative Works, we've got Magical Sister incest gangbangs happening, written in February. What did they write in March? What is this? Morning Wish. Again, non-consensual. Always got to have rape in there. The voracious Dragoness Violet, the Empress of Draconia, makes a considered agreement with her lover Kaliko. The Violet will strike and Kaliko will be rendered shrunken prey for her giantess lover, but Kaliko may be surprised by just how much the Empress hungers for her meal. A Giantess War Story by Tiny Kaliko.
I can't hear about giantess vor kind of things without thinking of that really old video of that blue, I don't know if it was a Sonic character, but like that blue giant cat thing eating the human guy.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh my god. Holy shit, this is embarrassing. So this all starts to come out because it wasn't just them though. I saw people that were coming after you on Twitter that were like fans of Anna, or people that were just opposed to you from the Reddit.
Yeah.
But people were like, every person that would like start running their mouth, they'd find shit like this. You know, like some weird vor shit or incest stuff, or giantess roleplay or brat roleplay, all this kind of crap. Did it
Yeah.
shock you the amount of deviancy that was coming your way?
Not particularly, because it feels like almost every time someone tries to lie about me online to get me in trouble, they always seem to have way more skeletons in their closet. And it's just like, bro, dude, maybe you should have thought for a second before trying to do anything about me.
Holy shit! Yeah, because what kind of shocks me is a lot of the a lot of the stuff they came after you for, right, was intermixed with like this air of superiority, like this moralizing. Like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah, obviously.
you're these filthy anime fans, and your anime is shit. And you must be into tits. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's all fan service for you, disgusting, sex obsessed freaks. Meanwhile, they're writing a fucking magical girl gangbang fart porn, and that's
Cis-con magical girl gangbang fart porn, like forced feminization. Meanwhile, they're just like, Vialore has a lolly character. And it's
what.
like, come,
And then
dude.
they're doing literal stories about trans rape camps, and they're audio narrating it, and that's okay. That's fucking crazy.
But I'm the villain because I read this fan fiction and that humiliates a proud trans woman.
Oh my god. So okay, so going with our story, so you get dogpiled. This is the author that's coming after you. All this drops. You put your cease and desist up, and then it like 180s, right, in the course of a day or two.
Yeah, the cope was that Vice was cowardly for taking it down because everything was definitely true and real, TM, and that just because Vice took it down doesn't mean that it's not still correct and that everybody should share around the archives of it.
So because you got banned, or okay. So I don't know how Twitch works. Was this like a suspension? It was like a 1 day ban.
Yeah. It was my first ban ever since I started streaming on Twitch. So I've been streaming on Twitch since 2018, and this was my first ban. And not the first time I've read fanfiction off of Archive of Our Own on Twitch. So it was really, really funny timing.
Right, and Twitch is such a weird place with who they ban and who they don't. Even when they have something that it comes across like it should be clear as day, right?
Yeah.
Black and white, like Doctor Disrespect, right?
Yeah.
With like the underage shit, you think, okay, that's so black and white. How could there be any nuance to it? But like then the
Exactly.
subtext of it was that it was like an adult Twitch employee that was role playing as a younger person to try to actually fuck them up, and it was like a parting of ways because Twitch didn't want to get sued if it went public. Um, so it seems like there's some really fucking weird shit going on at Twitch, and I know you stream there, so you can't really talk too much crap about it, right? So I won't go into like Hassan and all the other stuff and how they kind of
Well, I
favor
was
certain.
actually going to bring up Hassan because
All right.
Asmongold actually covered like a lot of the articles going over me and a lot of the people coming after me and showcased just how disturbing these individuals are. And there's a running joke because on the vacation where my first hit piece dropped, I went on vacation and Asmongold went on vacation at the same time, and we both came back from vacation at the same time. And it was pure coincidence, but everyone's been saying that he's my husband ever since then. And I don't know if like Hassan had taken it seriously or some shit, but there was a clip of him responding to someone in his chat who said that they had gotten, the Nazi white supremacist VTuber banned on Twitch. And he read it out loud and he was like, "Oh yeah, I heard about her. Good job, guys." I was like, "What the fuck? What is happening?"
Well, do you think Twitch is slightly terrified? Because didn't Osmongold end up doing like a dual stream or
Yeah.
multi-stream where he went to Kick and he made a crazy amount of money and he had a lot of people watching?
A crazy amount of money. He had a crazy amount of people
Right.
watching. He even said to Elon Musk, like, "Hey, I'll stream on X. We just want to see you improve the stuff there." So he's trying to bring other people to the other platforms. I know Tectone started streaming over there as well.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I've noticed that the people that jump ship or multi-stream or try an alternative, their audience is following them. It's not like they're in the wind with 1,000 people watching. They're end up
Yeah.
doing these streams and they've got 20, 30, 40,000 people on these other sites.
Yeah, I've been multi-streaming for quite a while now. Basically, ever since Twitch lowered the partner rules that you could multi-stream anywhere, I've been streaming on like YouTube. I expanded to Kick. They had a bit of anime racism, so I stopped streaming on Kick for a while because I was getting harassed by their staff. And then I started streaming on Twitter as well. And Anna even left out of their article, like they mentioned, the followers I had on Twitter and on Twitch, but I just hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and my viewership on YouTube has actually far outpaced that of Twitch. So I usually get around 1,000 CCV, maybe at 1,200 now on Twitch, but on YouTube I get consistently over 2,000 CCV. So YouTube, my growth rapidly outpaced Twitch. Kick is very rapidly outpacing Twitch as well. I'm already at 700 CCV on Kick, and I've only been multi-streaming there again for like a couple weeks.
So do you think this is going to like temper them a little bit? Do you think that now Twitch is starting to realize they can't essentially hold people at gunpoint with the "you better play by our rules" all the time, everywhere? Because I know they did this to Destiny for a while. Like some of the stuff he did off-platform, they tried to punish him
Yeah.
on-platform for.
Yeah, and they've done that to a handful of people, to my recollection, and I really hope seeing their larger streamers that make them a decent chunk of money pulling audience to other platforms really makes them rethink the way that they apply their rules and actually start treating people fairly. I mean, people have been pointing this out, the way that they teach or treat rather, like the cam girls on Twitch diametrically differently from everybody else.
Right, and I've noticed too that like some of the background characters at Twitch, and I don't know if they're low level or high level employees, but they seem to be kind of connected into a certain group, like Josh Moon, for instance. Right, when the Keffels thing went down,
Yeah.
Keffels had relationships with people. I can't remember their name, but it was some some person at Twitter, right, basically gave Keffels a direct line to kind of push Josh out. And I know that they have those similar kind of connections at places like Twitch. That's why I don't think Josh could ever stream right at Twitch. Like he has to stick to like I think Kick and YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I just kind of wonder because it's interesting watching this cancel attempt that happened on you that took kind of place over the span of a month implode on itself. Like they tried banning you and then reversed it instantly. They wrote hit pieces and then deleted them instantly. Reddit came after you and then reversed course. And then Anna has run for the hills. If this had been 5 or 10 years ago, they would have got away with it. You wouldn't have been
I
able.
believe they would have.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
You wouldn't have been able to say, "Hey, this is bullshit, and here's why." Nobody would have been able to post fart porn and trans rape camps. You know what I mean? Like this stuff would have
Yeah.
gone kind of hidden. So I mean, like when it comes to Twitch, do you see a future there, or do you think I'm going to eventually just jump ship and focus more on like YouTube with 100,000, or maybe Kick or Rumble or something?
It really depends on if Twitch can shape itself up, and kind of like with all of the bridge stuff I've been uncovering, I don't know if it's even possible with the current people running Twitch if they can reverse course. I think it might be a case of you kind of need to fire the ideologues that have embedded themselves and put actually politically neutral people there, or at least people who can remove their biases and apply rules evenly across people.
Right. Man, yeah, I mean, it was a wild thing to kind of watch from the outside, but I noticed you got a ton of support as this went on more and more, and people realized what it was. And the other thing I found really interesting is because you did do a cease and desist, right, to these people.
Yes, yes.
It kind of reminds me of I've seen accounts on Twitter start to do this more, like Libs of TikTok and others. I noticed for like a good decade to maybe like 2 decades, the left was really into kind of doxing and canceling and shaming people. And I noticed when people that were either, kind of in the middle or more to the right started to reciprocate that, um, the impact it had was monumental. So, like, people would have said before, "Oh, lawsuits are gay.
Yeah.
Don't dig into Anna. That's wrong."
And
Um,
I had a handful of people saying that to me as well. Like they were
but
just
but
like,
it
"Oh,
worked.
she's scared. That's why she's doing lawfare. Like she's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
coward and
but
she can't stand by what she said." But
it
it
works.
works, and it's
Yeah.
the correct thing to do if they're lying about you. And I think a lot of content creators, if they have these kind of freaks go after them, could really use this to their benefit. Because why let people lie about you? Why let people write hit pieces? Why not use the tools at your disposal to your advantage?
Right, and I've noticed too, as far as like games journalism go, if you could call Anna that. I mean, Vice is kind of. I think of it more like documentaries. That's what I think of Vice, to be honest, or writing about cum cocktails, which was a big thing they were into.
Yeah, I remember that.
But like I've noticed most of these like gaming journalism outlets have laid off pretty much all their employees. Like it feels like it's a dead fucking industry at this point.
Yeah, and I mean when Anna was trying to really run up this cancel campaign, they were adding like Alyssa Mercante, they were adding that guy I always forget the name of from Gamergate, one of the like big four dudes who was involved in the journalist scum shit with that. They were just like adding, anyone
Oh,
influential who could
Jason.
possibly help them.
Jason. He was the guy that had gotten into an argument with the people that I did. I think it was Dragon Crown. And there's this one
Hmm.
character in that game that's like a 30-year-old woman with the biggest tits you've ever seen. They're ridiculous. They're like triple E's. And he
Yeah, she's
posted,
fucking massive honkers.
yep, and he posted a picture of her and he said, "This is Lolly."
Oh,
And
Nathan Grayson was the one they added. Yeah.
oh, that one. Okay, okay. I thought we were
Yeah.
talking about. Okay, the guy I'm talking about is the one that thought women with gigantic tits were lolly because he had no idea
Well,
what
it's
the
like,
fuck he was talking
some
about.
people call me lolly as well. I'm like, oh no, she's not a lolly, but she panders to lolicons, and it's like, okay, brother.
We all know lolicons love big tits. That's the one
Yeah,
thing that
yeah.
they're all super into. It's a one marker that they're attracted to.
Truly.
Now, did you have? Because I kind of went through the links that I wanted to. I am again shocked that they have this. I'm almost tempted to read it, but I don't know if you're. That would probably kill the toss on Twitch.
I mean, if you want to read it, I can just mute my audio for a minute while you're, because it is fucking wild.
Oh, hold on. They have the general page. Okay, they have the general page for the titles, but they don't actually have the archive of the work itself.
Oh,
Oh, hold on, hold on.
fuck.
Let me try Morning Wish. Oh, Morning Wish might actually go through. Hold on.
No.
Oh, oh. Oh my God, no. Nobody archived their porn? They just archived the titles? Come on, guys. What are we doing here? Come on. I want
Come
to.
on, man. Archive the porn. We need to read it.
You need to archive the disgusting porn. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat. I was gonna read it for you. We were gonna listen to their amazing magical girl gangbang birthday party, but apparently that's not gonna happen. Anna, you lucked
Oh,
out.
shucks.
Oh, you lucked out
Shucks,
so
man.
much, Anna. Holy shit. Okay.
And let me see what else was really like pertinent in here. We had like spin-off articles like Sports Kita is like some weird AI slop written by Indians over in India. They wrote some hit pieces on me where like one of the ones Asmongold covered was Vtuber Kirsche goes viral for seemingly defending Shiloh Hendrix's fundraiser after a latter reportedly calls child the N-word. And then the clip that they link from my stream where like it's supposed to support their headline is me literally saying, yeah, it's not okay to call a child the N-word. So I was like, you know what? That one can stay. I won't cease and desist them. That's good marketing, actually.
Oh, so the other yeah, I wonder. Do you think the other journalists were a little gun shy at watching Anna just get her shit wrecked or his shit
Yeah,
wrecked?
I feel like after I started pushing back, a lot of journalists were like, maybe we don't want to jump in on this, actually.
I'm still floored that Crime Boss and the devs haven't approached you to say at least sorry, but nothing.
Same. I wish they would. I wish they would. Oh, and I guess another thing as well. Before and even after my cease and desist, there were a whole bunch of VTubers that decided they wanted to torch their own careers and try to jump on this cancellation. One of them being, I mentioned Idle Corp previously. Idle Corp eventually sold to something called Brave Group, and one of the talents was someone named Rin Penrose. And Rin decided that she was going to virtue signal by dropping her GamerSup sponsorship in order to try and pressure them to drop me. And there were a handful of people that did this, like Joe Cat. I don't know if you remember who Joe Cat is.
No, that one I'm not remembering.
Joe Cat is like a femboy who wrote a song about how much he likes girls, and it's so gay that he made liking women homosexual.
Nicely done.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
bullied off the internet for that, but he comes back every so often. And he was like, oh, you know what? My GamerSups thing has already lapsed, but I'm actually going to remove all their branding now because they're associated with this VTuber. I was like, way to go, Joe Cat. Standing on principle.
I'm going to be honest. I know that half of you guys are all sponsored by it. What is GamerSups? What is the product?
GamerSups is like a supplement company, so they sell like caffeinated flavored powder that has a bunch of different
I thought it was
vitamins in it.
I thought it was suppers, like gamer suppers.
No,
I thought
No,
they were sending you
well, I mean
like meals.
they sell ramen now, so I mean you can have gamer supper.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought they're like, oh, gamers are so lazy they can't cook, so we'll send them food so they eat something that's not pure lard,
Yeah,
and that was the thing.
this is like gamers eat nothing but, beef jerky sticks and ramen, so we're gonna give them vitamins that they need through this caffeinated powder. And they also sell non-caffeinated powder, for people who have like IBS and shit, so they can get flavored water. And I mean most of it tastes pretty good.
Oh,
I
see,
have fucking loved drinking it.
that's actually hits a little too close to home. I eat mostly yakisoba and like a Slim Jim or two. That's
Oh,
like I'll have
well,
yakisoba.
maybe you need gamer subs.
I
with
need
code
gamer
Kirsche.
suppers. Yeah, yeah. So is it you get a percent of per unit sales, or is it like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that kind of thing?
So every time someone uses my code, I get a percentage of the sale, and they do like a sliding scale. So the more you sell, the higher your percentage that you earn is. And I've hit max percentage like ages ago, and you have to sell quite a lot in order to get merch with them. So I had like a counter. I don't remember what it is because it's ages ago, but I had a
Sure.
counter for meeting that goal. I met my cup goal, and then my merch drop was in April, right around the end of when the article stuff was dropping. So they waited until my merch was gone. And some people were even like, "Oh my God, she just signed on with them." And some people were angry. They were like, "Why did this VTuber who just signed on with them get more merch in her drop than most people do?" And it's like, well, because I fucking sell, bro. Like, what do you mean? And I didn't want to do anything while I was working on the cease and desist, but afterwards I was like, yeah, my merch drop, while only the seething Twitter freak, so before the articles, I made $160,000 off of my merch drop in 3 weeks.
Shut the fuck up. Are you
So that,
serious?
that's not even what Gamer Sups made. That is what I made from my merch drop.
Shut the fuck up. God, that's a lot
Yeah.
of money. Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, so everyone was like, why won't they drop her? She's clearly a brand risk. And there's
Oh
like
my
there's
God.
a large YouTuber, like I think it's Solid JJ or something.
Yeah.
He had been making advertisements at the end of his video like, oh, this week's flavor is brand risk. I wonder why that could be. Maybe look up GamerSup's great replacement theory to figure out why. Ha ha, brand risk.
Okay, now I've got to agree with my chat right now because half of them are saying, "How do I become a VTuber? How do I want $160,000 selling hats? What the fuck? How do I do that? Hey, I love gamer subs. Hit me up. I'll sell your fucking caffeinated whatever the fuck. Hey, it's
Yeah.
powder. It's Jimmy powder. Order your Jimmy powder.
Jimmy powder.
That's
Fucking
right.
get your cripple powder today.
Get your cripple powder. Get your cancer today. Hey, eat your Jimmy powder and have a hat, you fuckers. Yeah.
But free hat with every canister.
Tastes like pixie sticks and radiation. Gamer subs.
Yeah, no, I never expected my merch to do as well as it did, but I am incredibly grateful for my community. And there were some people, like when my merch drop happened, Reddit was also seething about it. They were just like, how could this person have merch? I love the art, but I hate her, and I'm gonna buy it anyway. And I was like, well, thank you.
Oh my God. Well, this is what I want people to realize. No bullshit to the people listening on chat. This is why I say VTubing is the next step. All right. Kirsche, you're still up and coming. I mean, you do have a large following, but there
Yeah.
are other VTubers that are much larger. So if
Oh,
you're
yeah, for
hitting
sure.
160,000 your share on merch, imagine what the other people are doing. Like this as far as profitability goes for like a sustainable thing for a 5 to 10 year career, the money you're making so far outpaces people that did like Let's Plays and all the other shit. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous.
And I just remember your advice where it's just like,
Hit it,
content creators
yeah.
have a lifespan, like, 5 good years maybe. You want to get something sustainable, like buy a house in that time,
Oh my, yeah, there's no way you're not going to be able to do that. To have the house you want, the car you want, money in the bank, like you'll be set for life after you're done with this.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I just got to learn how to invest because numbers hurt my brain.
Yeah. Well, now I've got to sell merchandise. So let's do this. I'll end this Google Meet. I'm gonna play a quick break and grab a drink. Right? We'll do like a 5 minute break. Then I'll start a new meet, and I have some questions I'm sure people wanted to ask their Ko-fi and stuff, and then we'll go over a few of the other related VTuber stuff. I mean, we talked a little bit, like the Cinder stuff, that kind of stuff. Outside
Yeah,
of
I gotta show you the woman who shoved staples in her vagina.
I mean, who doesn't? Why? I've already shared with my audience the woman who put SpaghettiOs up herself. So like staples.
Oh, interior semiotics.
Yes, thank you. Oh my God, somebody appreciates art. This is why
I
you deserve
appreciate
money.
modern art.
That's right. This is why you make the big bucks, because you appreciate high art.
Well, all right. Well, we'll see you back from your vitamin break here. You know, go get your
My,
IV.
actually, what I'm going to do is call up GamerSupps fucking right now, and I'm going to get that Jimmy Juice selling.
No, I,
160,000.
I need a cup for my hat.
I need cups for all I mean, the money. That's what I'm gonna make. I need cups for the nickels I'm making here. Holy shit! All right, so we'll take a quick break, then I'll send you another link, and we'll continue off like 5 minutes then.
Sounds good. See you
Okay.
in a minute.
All right, chat. Hopefully my audio now stays consistently. I've been sitting here toggling this switch for an hour and a half because I'm retarded. So if you got a question you want to ask, I will ask it. If it's not ridiculous, if it doesn't, it's not a string of N words. Because remember, they're on Twitch. Maybe I could, I should charge them a fee not to ask slurs. 160,000 on merchandise. What the fuck am I doing selling hats? I gotta sell this magical fucking powder. I gotta get me some anime tits. Holy shit. I'm gonna make an avatar of a fucking sick. Okay. Alright, we're back. Had a little bit of a existential crisis there. Holy shit, $160,000. Oh my god, these fucking kids. Out there making bank. Good God. Oh, if you think about an internet career, if you're doing, what did she say, 3 weeks? 3 weeks? Holy fuck. Huh. It's going to be living, God, if that's the money they're making, Pippa must own an airplane. Like, what is going on? I'm literally having an existential crisis over this. It's fucking my mind up. Oh, those are the big dollars. All right, let's get another Google Meet going here. Oh, I should start one immediately so I can ask for a loan. Oh, great thing about dying is I don't have to pay it back. Hey, can I borrow $100,000? I'll hit you up. Don't worry about it. It's coming. I'll make sure to pay you back. Trust me. Okay. All right, let me send the link here. Just 1 second, everybody. Is it readjust? I don't know what's going on. It's really weird. There's some feature here that's readjusting. If I weren't paying attention, it would be terrible, but send that through. All right, give it a second here as I jump back. We'll get back into it. Again, if you have a question or a comment, send it through the Ko-Fi link found in the description or on screen, or the Cash App, and we'll get to a section here where I'll read them out and ask the best ones, the most embarrassing and humiliating ones. Okay, just give it a second there. I'm not sure. Maybe they went to use the bathroom, or maybe they're counting their fucking money, their GamerSupps money. Oh, $180 billion of their GamerSupps money. Oh my God. Oh, these brand deals. That's crazy. Oh, what did she say earlier? It's like their management takes what, 10 to 30%. That's after that? Holy fuck. I'll let him in there. Hello? Oh boy, there we go. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, you got 160,000 fucking dollars. I'm sure you can call tech support.
And every time I ask one of my mods to do tech support, they start having a meltdown. So.
Ah, there we go. I mean, jeez, I'm just a little stunned. I was telling Chad I was having a little bit of an existential crisis over this. So much money. We can, nobody,
In 3
anybody.
weeks, brother? Like, yeah, that's crazy.
It's insane. Anybody listening to this, by the way, don't clip that and send it to Ethan Ralph. He will literally throw himself in front of a torta truck. That dude streams for 20 hours a day for like $100. If he hears that you had 160,000 in 3 weeks, he will literally jump off a building.
Well, I have nothing to do with Ethan Ralph. That's Gator's territory. All right, him and Kiki can figure that one out.
Hold on a second. People are saying I'm not coming through audio-wise on my stream. Here, let me check.
On your stream? Uh-oh.
Oh, no, it's coming through.
No, I mean, yeah, I hear you.
Okay, see, my wife literally ran downstairs. She's like, nobody can hear you. Fucking lying to me. I see you. You fucking laughing.
Speaking of your wife.
Yeah.
Did she pull out the stint for you? Did she start you like a lawnmower? I have to know.
Oh, Jesus. So I actually had, I had surgery scheduled on Wednesday. So I went in, they were going to do the thing where they go with like the laser and blast the stones out.
Yeah.
And I get in there and the guy, let me turn the audio off on the fucking stream. So the doctor comes in and I'm getting ready. They're going to, anesthetize me, put me out and get ready for it and stuff. He's going over the CT scan. I had seen my primary to get my pre-op checkup before this. And we're sitting there looking at the CT and I'm like, the radiologist had said that one of the largest calculuses was like 7 millimeters. I said, but before they said it was 14. What does that mean? And my primary didn't know. So I'm sitting down with the surgeon. We're looking at it, and it's like a conga line. They read the CT, and it's like right at the bladder. And so he's like,
Ooh.
he's like, maybe we should just. He's like, I think it's actually like 3 stones. I don't think it's like one solid one. And he's like, do you want to, do you want to give it another week? Um, and so I thought about it because when you're this bad, like if you have any heart stuff, just as a FYI to anybody out there, like even if you're in good shape, or you're active, it's a risk to get put under. So I sat and talked with him, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's wait a week and see what goes on. And so no, I haven't had any stents pulled out, and I haven't had the surgery yet. I'm trying to basically give birth right now. And I understand the psychology of women a lot better. I'll tell you that because this is fucking horrible,
I
and it's
thankfully never
awful.
had a kidney stone, so listening to you talk about it, hopefully I never get one.
Oh, it's a lot of blood. It's so much blood. It's so much blood, and it hurts so bad. And I feel like a fucking emotional woman. I feel like a chick that's like ready to give birth. Like I'm the one screaming at my wife now. Like it's so bad. All I do is like I sit on the toilet pissing blood all day long, just drinking water obsessively. So I'm hoping that this gets out of me before next Wednesday, because otherwise they are gonna have to do it. Luckily, the guy got really good, super nice guy, so he'll be able to go in there and zap the shit out of it. But yeah, he told me, yeah, we will have to put stents in. And he's like, most people just take. He's like, don't worry about it. He's like, I knew. Some people like they take their boxers off and the string gets pulled. They don't even notice it and it comes
Not.
out.
How do you not notice it?
He's like, well, we tape it down. Like there's a string that comes out. We tape it down to the outside of your dick, basically. And sometimes the tape gets loose and it gets caught on your boxers. You don't even notice. You pull your boxers off, and out comes a stent. And I'm like, you're
What the
so
fuck?
full of shit. I was like,
Yeah,
there's no way
he's
that's
full of shit.
there's no way that's fucking true. So, wish me luck, chat. You know what would help? It would help me get through this trying time. Buy my fucking hats. $160,000 over here. Come on.
Buy a hat for your kidney stone.
Oh my God, buy a hat for my rage at the fact that Gamer Subs has made you a millionaire. Oh,
Well, let's not get too crazy. Not
oh,
a millionaire.
oh, but no shit. If you keep up the momentum you have, honestly, your career probably will last 5 years by the 30 or 2030, right? But I bet you will have a really nice house. You'll have a great car. You'll be set for life. I mean, that's got
I
to
don't
be a
really want
great
a great
feeling.
car. I feel like spending tons of money on a car is a waste because like somebody else can crash into it and ruin it.
Well, no, you get a great car that's reliable that lasts. Like I've got a car. Mine's 2014. It's got like 80,000 miles on it because I don't overly use it and I take care of it. That stupid fucking thing would last me another 10 years. You find
I'm
one
gonna
that
buy
lasts.
like a 1998 Honda Prelude. How about that?
Hey, go for it. Or you could do van life. You could pick up a van and like retrofit it and start doing that as YouTube stuff after the VTubing thing.
At least you talking about your stent and your kidney stone reminded me of an article that I've looped on a couple of times. There was a woman that had a UTI, and when she finally went to the doctor, they found that there was a shot glass lodged in her bladder for over 4 years.
That's why she's so popular at the bar, but she never can remember why. It was one really drunk night.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't know how you lose a shot glass for 4 years. That's kind of fucking crazy.
How do you function with a shot glass in you for 4 years?
How do you not know that there's something wrong for that long?
Right, it's lasting for a little while. Let me see here. I'm gonna pull up because like I said, I was doing the super chat thing.
Yeah.
So I've got some that have come through like Cash App and Ko-Fi. Let me ask you a few. I'm gonna
Okay.
find a few. If there are
I know
actually
Q&A.
if there are any if there are any questions.
I'm sure half of them are like, how fat are you really?
Oh, we got one from Colin. PDF, pedophiles, I'm sure. Infest anime. Lolly isn't a joke. What's your opinion
Okay,
on
all
Lolly?
right.
What's your take on Lolly?
I feel like lolly and lolicon are two different things, right? Like a lolly is just like a woman that exists that has, tiny petite proportions. And then a lolicon is the person that jerks off to it. So like lolly in anime, I don't think is that big of a deal. Lolicon, it's a little weird to me, but it's fiction. So like, fuck, I don't really care, And
What's your take on the I'm an 8,000-year-old witch that looks like a 6-year-old? What's your take on that one?
that's fucking weird, right? Like if you're sexualizing that, that's weird, but also it's not real. So unless you're equating it to something real, I'm probably not going to care that much.
Oh,
I'm just gonna like side eye you, maybe not let you watch my kids, right? Like,
we got one from Mama Oko. Deb wants to forget he tried to dox you. Now, you're familiar with Short Fat Otaku, am I correct?
unfortunately.
What's your for people listening that might not know the lore? What's your interactions with Deb?
Uh, I can't even remember exactly how it started, but like one of his moderators got really angry that I wouldn't do a collab with someone, and then started like giga stalking and doing gay ops in my Discord. And then someone brought his name up on stream, and I was like, I don't really remember much about this guy. Like, I don't know who that is. Like, who are you talking about? And they're like, it's the guy who tried doxing Jim. And I was like, I don't. Who is that? Like, I didn't remember him at all. And then he ended up showing up in my stream, and I was like, look, bro, I don't know anything about you. I don't have any issue with you. Like, I guess we could just like talk for a minute so I could figure out why everyone wants me to ban you immediately on site. And then apparently that was called a struggle session, and I banned his moderator, and I was like, okay, dude, I just don't really want to deal with you. Like, please just fuck off, like consensually, you know?
Oh, okay.
And
So I because I have a history with Deb, right?
yeah,
But I firmly believe this, and I will always stick to this, that during Gamergate, before it and during and after, that he LARPed and pretended to be a mute, deaf, autistic, lesbian woman. And I'm not kidding you, that would ask and interact with other women. And it's just really
why?
weird. It's really weird. I think the name was like Camera Lady. I think it's really weird that after that, it's come out that he's like really big into trans girls. So I'm just going to throw that out there. Because
That seems to be a trend in the people who go after me.
yeah, that's why I bring it up, because I've kind of noticed that there is a bit of a trend with that. It's a little weird. Now, somebody sent me something from Craig. Jimbo, ask her to say it, the word. You know the word. I like you now, Kirsch. Pick-a-me was my favorite. Such a shame she was
Huh.
bullied off the internet. They want you to say the word. Do you know what the word is?
I do not know what the word is, but I could give him a crystal radle.
We'll see if that one is acceptable. We got one from Alex here. Question for Kirsch. How many times did you vote for Trump, and why did you vote for him?
Twice. The first time because I felt like it was the only option to try and get anything good done, and I was sick of everyone on the left. Second time, everyone on the left is patently evil who was running, so like there was quite literally no other option. I have always maintained that like I'm pretty worried about who will run after him because I don't really have faith in the Republican Party in general. So
Okay. Let's see here. I'm just going through. There are quite a few comments, not in the question format. Let's see here. Sorry. Did you guys see the article Anna wrote on the capitulist who got arrested at the riot?
So there was a VR chat gooner who like covered himself in Nutella so it looks like shit. He like has admitted to dealing in CP and ERPing with like minors in VR chat, and he made like some merch of Pippa. But his only interactions with Pippa were during the Hogwarts Legacy fiasco where she was being painted as a Nazi, and his only interactions with me were after Anna Valen's article. So good job, Anna. You radicalized someone. Hooray. And so he has a crazy backstory of his own where like a whole bunch of people came out just info dumping on just the crackpot shit that he believes in. I don't think he could be painted as like right wing or left wing or a fan of anything. It just seems like an unfortunate autist that got groomed into a whole bunch of extreme fetishes and beliefs.
Sure.
And because he has autism, he's just glommed onto all of it.
Sorry, so we had a pizza delivered. Thank you to there, whoever sent me a pizza. Hopefully it had green olives and pepperoni, by the way, folks, just in case you're
The oppression olives.
in case you're wondering. We've got one. I don't think this is for you. It's from Kelsey. It says, will you collab with Pippa again? Also, I have a restaurant that needs customers. It's 233 5th Street, Northwest Forest Lake, Minnesota. Wait a minute, that's my address. I don't think that's not a restaurant. What are you doing here?
Well, wait a minute. You just got a pizza. Is that supposed to be for both of us?
Oh, well, you're fucked. I mean, you got $160,000. Buy your own. What are you
Okay,
asking me? I'm poor. What are you asking me for pizza here?
It's okay. I'm in the bunker underneath your bird bath. I'll come for a slice later.
To be fair, this is from Kyler. To be fair, Synthetic Man admitted himself that over 30% of his audience are unrepentant pedophiles, and he embraces them instead of banning them. I don't
what?
know. I don't know the lore on Synthetic Man. What's the lore?
Yeah, I
on
don't know
Synthetic
that
Man?
lore either. the only interactions I had, right, was like some of his audience, they watched me in the Real Game Awards
Mhm.
and then started harassing me for being a BBC loving Jew whore for some reason because I presented an award to Barrett Wallace from Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, we got one. We have one from AI Berta, which might actually be AI, depending on how you take this
Oh,
question.
okay.
If I made you ketchup from scratch, could we get dinner?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Hey, you've got an in now. All right, I just wanted to throw a few out there, not to break the flow, but I know there was a couple other things you wanted to go over to talk about a little of the VTuber adjacent sphere that's going on out there with all the
Yeah.
interesting comings and goings. What would you like to kick it off with?
So I wanted to bring up, I think you would find Stapler Chen very interesting. So let me find my tabs on that and start sending you these images. Some of them are not safe for YouTube, so don't bring those up on stream. But
Oh,
to give you the
fantastic.
full picture,
Okay.
and I gotta give you the full picture. So it starts out with this tweet where someone said, "Trigger warning: she has put razors and tacks inside her vagina, shot BBs inside of her vagina, had edible bugs inside of her, and then masturbated and ate the bugs, made herself OD twice and then documented it, ate lighted cigarettes, and she had video, image, and audio recordings of these events. What the fuck?"
And this is a VTuber. Who is this exactly that we're talking about?
This is a VTuber, and their name, oh god, what was their actual name? It was like Comma something, yeah, Comma Chan. But a lot of us just affectionately referred to her as Stapler Chan because that's the only thing we can remember about her.
So
And
did
here,
they disappear after this came out, or was this something they were doing while they were
no,
like
this was
being a
something that
VTuber?
they were like doing and they were into, and like sometimes people would ask them to do these things on Twitter, and they'd be like, "Yeah, sure, I love this shit."
Holy
And like
shit!
she would follow back almost anyone who followed her. Like she was wild, man. Like Queen Snake territory wild. And I'm sending you some archive links. It's in Japanese, and these are not safe for stream
So
because it
now,
shows.
was this a Japanese VTuber, or was this just
Yes,
archived?
this was
Okay.
a Japanese VTuber. So this first link shows the razor blades being poured into her vagina and hitting her cervix.
Oh well, lovely. I mean, who doesn't want to watch that?
Yeah,
Let me get this.
exactly.
Let me get this ready and cue it up on YouTube.
And then the second archive link shows the thumbtacks going inside of her. I don't know why you would do this. I don't know. I don't know. Like the only place I've ever seen thumbtacks inside someone is Queen Snake. So like,
Holy shit!
Jav kind of goes crazy. It's
Hold
a
on.
little wild.
Let me just. I'm gonna change my stream here to kids only, and then I'm gonna put the thumbtack picture up loud and
I feel
clear
like
for
that's a
everybody.
bad idea.
Oh, you think it might be a little bad idea?
A little bit of a bad idea.
Potentially a little
And
bit.
potentially a little bit. I mean, you probably won't get banned because YouTube's okay with that, but.
Oh, they love it. I'm sure they're huge fans of thumbtacks up the pussy.
And this last archive link is the bugs inside of her. I don't. Do you remember what Genki Genki is?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so Genki Genki is where I first learned that a lot of Jav actresses will actually allow certain bugs and marine wildlife to be inserted inside of them. And my life was forever changed because I was like, "What?
Who doesn't
Why
love an
would you
eel
do
or
that?"
two? You know, it's an intimate
Yeah,
moment.
they never should have quit the nail salon.
God.
And then there are Twitter archives. So here's the blurred one. For your safety. Here's a blurred Twitter archive because she
Okay,
did
I
post on
might be able
Twitter.
to. Yeah. Let me. Is no wait. That's okay. Hold on one sec. The third link, or do you have another link after the third one for the blurred one? So I
Oh,
have something to put up on screen.
message. There we go. Message failed to send. There's the blurred one. This is her vagina stapled closed.
Oh wait. No, I've got three link. Okay, hold on.
You go. Oh wait, it keeps failing. Try again. Archive. You whore. There we go. Archive. The last one. The last one there. The Twitter archive.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. All right, there we go.
There we go. Sorry, it wouldn't send for some reason.
It's all moon runes. They're not gonna even know what it means. Well, I'll throw it up so you got something on screen, but they're gonna look at it and be like, "What the fuck does that mean?" I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is very not safe for work. I mean, it's not safe for life, but. See,
Okay.
people joke about you keeping Jade in a cage, but this is what you saved her from.
Yeah, there we go. Hold on. Well, just to give them an idea, again, it's good luck fucking. There you go. It's just an explosion of moon runes and blurred out pictures of staplers going into body parts you probably don't want them to go into.
Yeah, yeah. I like she posted a pic because people asked her like what kind of stapler she used in order to staple her labia together to staple her vagina shut, and so she actually posted like the actual stapler she used. So if other people wanted to buy it and do the same thing, they could.
Well, hey, I mean that's a big A for effort. You always want to help out the up and comers on the brand
That's true.
stapler to use.
That's true. She could get a sponsorship with that stapler company, I'm sure.
Now, do you have any VTuber stories that don't involve the insertion of hardware into orifices that shouldn't be having fucking hardware shoved in?
There was a VTuber fan. Let me see. I think his name was like Kestraline or something. He was obsessed with a VTuber named Charlotte. She was a VTuber and an artist, and he ended up sending her like an iPad and then telling her that he contributed her all over that iPad. And then, like, she didn't want the iPad anymore because, like, he had came
Oh,
on it.
really? Who'd have guessed?
Obviously. Yeah, who'd have guessed? And the the owner of the like Kiwi Farm sister site, the Virtual Asylum, his name's Proctor.
Okay.
He actually now owns that cum tablet. So yeah, it's a deep VTuber lore.
Actually, you know what I am curious about? Because I'm sure eventually this is going to happen or get reported on happening if it's already going on. Are there any stories yet of like obsessive fans, like really fucking just shithouse crazy, showing up at your doorstep at 2 in the morning kind of shit that have happened?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a VTuber named Camilla, and she actually had somebody show up to her house and be like real fucking creepy. So there are people that have done that. Thankfully, unlike Flesh streamers, we haven't had people come and like set our cars on fire and shit yet. But it's still really creepy when people show up to your house. I had someone in the middle of the night like yelling my name outside, and so I was like that's weird.
See,
And
I only get people that show up and build me snowmen. They
see,
build
I
little
want
snowmen,
that.
you know? Yeah,
I
yeah.
I'd be okay if they built me a little snowman, you know?
Because I asked that because I know that happened to Tim Pool. Like he had somebody show up and like start knocking on windows and walking around his house and shit.
I
But
mean, he's
with
been swatted like a million times.
yeah, but I mean, you figure with how popular VTubing has gotten and how big the audience base is for some of the streamers that they're going to start to get like really fucking crazy people showing up.
I'm sure it'll happen eventually, but like even with flesh streamers, I see it happen more often with guys than with women that people actually go to their houses. And I don't know why. When the women do have people go to their houses, it tends to be like that one streamer who had her car set on fire. Like they just go crazy schizo. But thankfully we don't have too many stories of that because I want people to stay safe. During this entire Vice fiasco, I actually had death threats sent to me, and I talked to the police department. People were sending stuff to the police as well. So I eventually just left my apartment, and I've been hiding out in a bunker for about a month now. So
Well, you could buy a mansion and hire personal security to sell a few more gamer supplements.
That's true. Oh, I made my own website, so I'll be selling my own merch soon.
Oh, hey.
All self-made, bro.
That's a way to do it. You got to make that. It's a hat-funded economy. I keep telling people that.
Exactly. I'll have to sell some hats too. Get in on it.
Do you think the medium itself is actually kind of beneficial as far as security goes? Because like you're talking about like stalkers showing up to houses and stuff, but if you go to a convention, right, there's always a risk. If you're like big and you've got a huge audience, right, I figure you probably got a risk. But with VTubing, because you're digital representations, your animated avatars, you can kind of do that as like a teleconference almost. So you're not really there in person. It's more like a screen representation of you. Do you think that kind of adds like a beneficial element of security that you don't have to not only not worry about a stalker like kidnapping you, but you don't have to smell them either?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's personally beneficial. Some VTubers will, cosplay themselves and go in person to the convention. Like they're fine with that. There have been like Offkai is a VTuber convention, and they hire very questionable people because the staff running Offkai are very ideologically captured progressive people. And last year, they had a volunteer staff member who was like trying to pinpoint VTubers based on their voices. And one VTuber he actually was interacting with and like asked, some questions to try and figure out who they were. And when they were like, "You're acting kind of weird," he was like, "Oh, hey, now here's your name. I know who you are," and was just being really creepy to them. And it's just like, this is, I wouldn't want to give this con my information. Like, I wouldn't feel safe. And they actually blacklisted me from appearing on panels because they said I made their staff feel unsafe, even though I would have been appearing through a screen.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking bizarre.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
Is there like I guess, I mean, when you're talking about like ideological capture, like I think of like Reddit.
Yeah.
I go back to that. Like if you were to like break down the VTubing audience, I guess, what would you think the percentage is of like that kind of personality type or that kind of person? Would you figure it's like 5-10%? You think it's larger, like a 50% thing, or what?
I think the majority of the VTuber audience is either politically neutral or slightly right-leaning. I think a lot of the talent in VTubing is either, again, politically neutral or left, like far left-leaning.
Right? It's a weird mix.
It is. It is very weird.
And yet its little ecosystem is done so fucking well. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think, like, in 2 years? I mean, do you think you'll have a year at the rate you're growing and expanding and the business opportunities you have? Do you think, like, in a year, 2 years, 3 years, maybe near the end of it, that you'll have, like, $1 million year where that's the kind of revenue you're bringing in?
I have no idea if I will have $1 million year. I feel like if I do, it will feel very surreal because like I didn't have a transitionary period. I just kind of exploded from making like barely $1,000 a month to being incredibly self-sufficient. And so it always feels very strange to me that like I have so much disposable income and I still live almost like I'm Asmongold. Like I still live like I'm poor and I have to penny pinch and it's just it's weird and it's hard to get out of that like I am
Mentality.
eternally poor mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of know what you're talking about. Like, once you have that mindset, right, it's always kind of with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. Do the people that know you in real life, family, friends, like, do they know the kind of money you're bringing in? Are they floored by it, or have you kept that on the down low?
My dad has been looking at houses for me, and every time I send him a house, he's just like, can you afford this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I wouldn't send you to look at it if I couldn't." And he's like, "How do you make money?" And I'm like, "What do you mean? You know what I do?" And he's like, "Yeah, but how are you making money?" Like they just don't understand because they're like, "You just talk and play video games. Like it doesn't make any sense." And I'm like, "Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either, but like I'm very grateful that there are people who want to give me money for whatever it is that I'm doing."
You wouldn't get it, Dad. All right, it's the weeb economy, old man.
Yeah, my dad's very sweet though. He's just like, I don't understand and I have no idea how you're making money, but I'm glad that you are and that you're having
He
fun
probably
and that it's
thinks you're
working
like
for you.
he probably thinks you're like a drug lord. He thinks it's probably like you're feeding him bullshit about anime and video games. He's like, oh my god, she sells meth. Oh my
No,
god,
he
she's involved with the
actually
cartels.
he bought my merch.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, I was like, "Dad, you could have just asked me to get it for you for free. You didn't have to spend money on it." And he's like, "I wanted to support you."
Oh well, that's sweet of him.
Yeah, it's very sweet. I love my dad. My mom, not so much. My dad's great.
So you're having him out there house hunting.
Yeah.
So like, do you think you'll have finally like sat down and actually purchased a house by the end of the year, kind of thing, or is this like something that's years away?
I'm not sure. It depends on what the housing market does because where I want to live is incredibly expensive and it makes me feel very sad. Like I can't compete with like the level of cash offer and how fast houses fly off the market where I want to live because I want to live near my family. I miss my dad quite a lot, so.
Yeah, I mean, when we went looking for a house, we kind of got lucky on the interest rate, and but we ran into a problem where it was like corporations were buying up every house, and they'd come in and they'd offer like $25,000 to $50,000 over the asking price.
Yeah.
So even if you went in and said, "I want to buy this house, it's within my range, it's reasonable and feasible to do," we'd get beaten out by a company that would just we couldn't compete. They'd make a $200,000 house 300,000. How the fuck do you counteroffer that?
Well, some of the houses that I had like had my dad go look at, and I decided like there's no way that I could compete for this. There was one that sticks out in my mind because I really want a Victorian house. I love Victorian architecture, and he went to this house and it was up for sale for like $850,000. And I was like, maybe it's in such dire condition. Maybe I can offer like 500,000 on it. 500,000 mortgage. I could probably pay that off in a
I
few
think
years.
I
Maybe.
think I think the people literally sitting in the audience are you're burning their brains out. You're burning my brain. You're like, I made 160,000 off merch when I looked at my house for $800,000. We're not even speaking the same fucking language. What is going on?
I've had to show my chat this before too. It's really hard to explain to people what New England is like. Like, the house that you would see in like The Simpsons, right? Like the average middle class family house in New England, that's gonna run you like $800,000. Like
It's
you,
not.
you
It's not
cannot
that.
live there
No,
unless
it's
you
it's
come
not
from
that.
money.
It's not that the prices are something they wouldn't have heard. It's the fact that somebody that's like, yeah, hey, this is my anime avatar. Let's talk about video games. It's like, yeah, I drop a cool mill on a house. Victorians. I like those. I like Victorian houses. What the fuck? How much protein powder are you selling?
I am moving mountains of underground fucking protein powder.
No,
man.
no wonder GamerSupps put those other fuckers in a catapult and fucking shot them out of the company. They must be moving so much of this shit. Jesus.
Oh my god! But yeah, no, I told my dad, I was like, I can't afford this, but like maybe since it's in a bad condition, we could do like a $500,000 offer. He went to see it and he was like, it's an even worse condition than you thought. Like there was termite damage, not hummingbird, woodpecker damage. The foundation was sinking. None of the electrical outlets were capped. Like it was falling apart. It was awful. But every other house on that street had been sold and turned into a multi-family rental.
Sure.
So I decided, like, I don't think I can fight for this house. Because my realtor was even like, I don't think you can get it that low. I think it's actually going to go for higher than 850,000. And so I watched it, and it ended up going into a bidding war, and it ended up selling for like $980,000. This like dire dump of a shack that needed so much renovation because somebody wanted to turn it into a multifamily rental.
Oh Jesus! Was the location that prime? I mean, was it a good like area that they could rent it out, or were they insane?
It was like 10 minutes from the ocean, so like yeah, I guess it was a pretty good location.
So I kind of want to touch on this if you don't mind a little bit. Like
Yeah.
so we talked about facts and figures. You're talking about buying nearly $1 million house, which is just outrageous. It's great. I mean, that's great. That really is for you. But you're talking about like kind of some of the money offers and stuff you're doing. I want to put this in context for anybody that's listening to this and thinking about I want to get into VTubing because maybe I can make some money doing it. What would you say the average amount of viewers you get on just a typical live stream that you do is?
Well, since I multicast, my CCV is combined, so we always
Sure.
combine what my CCV is, and I want to say I'm roughly like 3.3K across like Twitch, YouTube, and then occasionally we'll add Kick into there, which will push me up to almost 4K CCV.
Okay, so let's go on the high end. Let's say 4,000 concurrent viewers, right?
Yeah,
And how many days a week would you say you stream?
4.
Okay, so you have 4,000 viewers. You're streaming about 4 days a week, and you've
For
been
5 hours minimum a day.
Yeah, so 5 hours minimum a day, 20 hours a week, right? 20,
Yeah.
25, right?
Yeah.
But that's the kind of money, if you're consistent with it and you start to get an audience, that you can make with this kind of like show. I think people hear the numbers you're talking about. I want to like put it into context because they're probably thinking like, holy shit, does she have like 20,000 people watching? You're doing that with 4. Like imagine what you're going to pull in when you've got 20 watching.
Well, like to also put things into perspective, I've built my brand basically around being authentically me. Like I don't have VTuber backstory. I don't have like weird lore. I probably overshare sometimes, but like I'm retarded and I'm wrong about things, and I just want to be like chill with my audience and like talk about things that I find interesting.
I really want to put this into context too for people that would have watched me back in the day, or like Sargon. Like Sargon had a
Yeah.
much bigger channel, right?
Oh,
When-
yeah, Sargon
when
was
you-
huge.
Yeah, when you'd look at our Patreons, I'd be pulling in 3 to 4 grand. He'd be pulling in around 10 grand, and Sargon I think was at like 1 million subs at the time, right? So it's
Mhm.
just it's kind of like it's almost shocking the amount of money you're making with this. It's a solid audience, don't get me wrong, but with the amount of people you have watching, like
It is
that's why
incredibly shocking.
that's why I think VTubing is like I keep saying this because I don't think people are hearing me. If you're listening to this and you want to get into content creation, fuck in real life streaming, fuck making long form videos. They're great, they're entertaining. The money is what what you're doing. It's what Kirsche is doing. It's what Pippa and all the other people are doing. That VTubing shit is so popular, and I really think it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And yeah, I really wouldn't be shocked if in a year or 2 years you're doing multi-million-dollar years. Like I wouldn't be shocked if you were buying a literal mansion because you're making so much money.
I like to try and keep myself grounded. I don't wanna think about, what if I make $1 million in a year? Because it's like, what if everything comes crashing down tomorrow, right? What if something happens and like everybody just leaves and I have no audience? I don't know what could happen besides me coming out as like a devout Hassan ball washing communist, but like like it's something I worry about all the time, right? And especially with this like cancellation attempt, like if
Sure.
this were like you said, 5, 10 years ago, that would have succeeded, right? Like I would have lost everything. So
Well, yeah, I mean, so you throw your money into a savings account, a CD to do some investing, right? You put it
yeah,
in some alternative form or whatever you want to do. But I mean, if you're drawing in, I mean, even if you only got another year out of it, the amount of money you're making, I mean, you realistically, yeah, you could buy a house and then retire, and that's crazy, right? I mean, people are working like the economy is shit right now. So I mean, people are working until their 70s, into their 80s. They're working at jobs that pay atrocious, amounts of money per hour, or they have no benefits, so they're getting fucked on hours, that kind of thing. So I mean, you're in like a really blessed position. You know what I mean? And
yeah. Oh no, I rarely recognize that. I talk about how I was in a good position in COVID as well,
mhm,
because like I didn't get the shot. I didn't want to get the shot, and even though I wasn't making like any money, I was making maybe like 200, 300 bucks a month, maybe 500 if I was lucky in a good month.
sure.
And so like I was poor as fuck, but I didn't have to get the shot. I wasn't forced to. And I realized that even though I was poor as fuck, I was in a position of privilege because I wasn't being threatened with losing my job, losing my livelihood, not being able to pay my bills for
Are
not
you
getting
are
the
you
COVID
telling
shot.
me you don't have a Fauci ouchie?
I do not. I'm a pure blood.
Now, for some reason, they think I have a Fauci ouchie. I don't, by the way. I don't. I never got the fucking shot. But
I'm
uh,
surprised you were not forced to, considering your health conditions.
no, they took the absolute opposite approach for that.
Oh.
There's this test they do to check like your immune response, where they'll give you I can't remember what vaccine it is. It's something they give like older people for like pneumonias or something. But
Mhm.
what they do is they do a test of your immune system, they give you the vaccine, and then like a month later they redo the test to see how you reacted. They were worried to even do that, even though it's like
Oh wow.
completely safe. But no, I was advised don't. You're, we don't know what the fuck is wrong with you, and we don't know why your immune system's dog shit. The last thing we want to do is fucking inject you with crazy shit. So
They inject you with the COVID and your kidneys just shut down.
yeah, I'm growing horns or something. I don't know what's gonna fucking happen. So yeah, I know I fucking dodged that. But no, yeah, it's wild to me the amount of money people are out there. It makes me wonder, like with Pippa or other people, like some VTubers have like, who do you think is like the largest right now as far as like audience retention or concurrent viewers goes?
I would have said that was Gura before she graduated, and I'm sure it's gonna be her again when she re-debuts, which I think is this upcoming Saturday. Um, maybe I would say like Fillion in the English-speaking sphere is probably the largest that I know of.
And what would you say their audience size is if they were to do like a stream or something?
I don't think she multicasts yet, so she's just on Twitch, and I think
Sure.
she gets between like 7 and 8 thousand viewers per stream.
How are you guys pulling? I don't understand with the money and the fervor around it. How you're not pulling in Asmongold numbers or Hassan numbers, like because they're sitting at like what is it, like 55 for Hassan or like 75 for Asmongold?
Um, well, there are the people on the right who are virulent anime racists, and they're like, well, I agree with what she says, but she's anime, so I hate her and I won't watch her. Like some people try to like disseminate my bridge research and whatnot and talking about what bridge is,
Sure.
and they'll be like, well, I want to watch it, but there's an anime thing in the corner, and so come back to me when someone who's not anime reports on it.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I remember kind of as 4chan was rising, right? Because it kind of grew out of something awful. Because Moot didn't like low taxes rules, so
Yeah.
he did the kind of two-channel version of an image board for Americans, right? So, but as that was rising, I mean, like anime and video games, that was like the two fucking pillars of 4chan, aside from
Yeah.
everything horrendous under the sun. But for God, a good decade to 2 decades, that was kind of like almost a foundational piece of what the entirety of the internet was. So I don't know if this is like a weird morphing change that's going to be the old shit and everybody moves past it, because I know everybody, like, who's using stuff like image boards anymore, to be honest, or forums. I mean, everything's moved to app and social media shit, and everybody's on their fucking cell phones, right? Nobody's on a PC
Yeah.
or a laptop anymore. But yeah, it's just weird. So again, if you're listening to this and you want to make retarded amounts, if you want to buy a $900,000 Victorian home, put the anime ears on and hippity hop your ass over to GamerSups and get yourself a fucking sponsorship.
Buy the gamer powders, you know?
That's
And,
right. Yeah.
Oh god, what was I gonna say? I was about to say something that was very related to this. Oh boy.
Were you
I
gonna
hate
were you
when my
gonna tell
brain
me
does
how
that.
much? You gonna tell us how big is your bank account? You don't have to give a specific number. Is it 5 digits, 6 digits, 7 digits?
I don't like releasing that kind of information, but I am in a very comfortable place right now, thankfully.
6 digits. Okay. So you could have just said 6 digits, but that's fine. All right, that's all right. It's okay.
I was like, you're not supposed to keep a lot of money in your bank account because you're supposed to invest it, right? Don't let your money sit there and rot.
Well, you heard her, folks. She's got it hidden under her mattress in her apartment. So first person to get
actually
in
used to
gets
do
rich.
that.
Did you really?
I did. I used to hide my money around my house. And when I went to buy my car after my donathon in 2023, I brought in a Ziploc bag of all my dollar bills, like rubber banded together. And the finance guy at the dealership had to tell me that if I tried to pay more than $10,000, he had to report it to the IRS. So I was like, oh, okay, let's do this a different way.
Holy shit. Yeah, by the way, I hope you're paying taxes, because that was
I
really
am. I do pay my taxes, and I complain about them every time I have to file them. I fucking hate it. I hate taxes so much. Holy shit.
because I've literally seen multiple creators. Well, there's like one or two that are really naive and they don't understand they have to file taxes, right? They think it's like automatically done magically for them.
Yeah.
But then there are some that just—it's almost like they're phobic. They're scared of it. Like they're worried to do it, and then it builds up over years until they finally get the tax bill due, and it's like 5 years worth, and they're like, "Holy shit, I'm going to prison."
Yeah, I'm not going to say exact numbers, but for tax year 2024, well, that was my first year I had to pay quarterly tax coupons
Sure.
instead of just paying at the end of the year. And I learned that if you underpay your quarterly tax coupons, they tack on fees for underpaying. And so not only did I have to pay over $100,000 in taxes, just federal taxes, not even state, but I got hit with, I think it was like 20 something thousand or 30 something $1,000s in fees for underpaying. And their tax coupons are an estimate based on how much your CPA thinks you will make. So if you underpay, like everything is just a guess, but if you guess too wrong, you get slapped with thousands of dollars in fines.
See, now you've made the classic fuck up. Because you gave us a nearly specific amount for federal taxes and the amount of autism on display in both our chats combined. They will magically figure out now what tax bracket you're in.
Oh, no. I said it was over 100,000, but I didn't say how much over.
Oh, no, but now we know we're talking six. See, I was right, 6 figures. See, Jimmy's smart. Yeah,
Smart,
hey,
Jim. Your brain didn't get affected by the cancer.
Oh, I'm gonna buy my Victorian house for $1 million because I think they're pretty. Okay. I'm living in the suburbs. Ralph is living in a fucking shack in Mexico, and you're buying Victorian houses. He's eating tortas out of garbage cans, and you're buying $1 million properties.
You gotta put on the fox ears, you know?
Oh my God, I'm putting the ears on. I'm gonna start bouncing around. I'm gonna put tits on. I'm gonna make some money here.
Is this making you have a midlife crisis?
It is. It's an end of life crisis. Christ Almighty! I was born way too early. Oh my God, this is the money.
That's why I said I was like Jim always makes special merch every time he has a stream. I hope he makes some like cringe anime Fox Blob merch for his stream today. I hope Jade makes something too cringe.
You know, actually, she's like, oh, should I? She actually talked to me. She's like, should I do like a little, pudding and fox thing? And I was like, nah, I was like, I don't know if anybody would buy that.
They would.
And so I was like, nah, probably not. Now she listens to make sure I don't have audio issues because I'm retarded. So she's probably upstairs. She probably heard you say $160,000 in 3 weeks, and now she's gonna take a belt to my ass. Are you kidding me? She's gonna be like, I could get what is it? Wacom? What are those drawing tablets everybody likes? The high end fucking ones.
Wacom?
There we go. Yeah, there's like she has like the medium one, right? But there's like a crazy expensive large one. Oh my God, she's gonna hear this.
Just do that for your next stream. Be like, look, we're kind of late, but here are our Fox Blobs.
Yeah, it's the Fox Blobs, anime ears, gamer subs. I need to start doing these fucking merchandise deals. But
Yeah.
god damn. Okay, well, Jimmy's an old sick man, so I about hit my limit on streaming. Is there like a last topic you want to hit us with? Is there anything we didn't cover? Because I feel like we covered Anna and Hertzberg on Vice running with their tail between their legs. Your C&D working, Crime
Yeah.
Boss not apologizing, which blows my fucking mind. The Redditors looking like retards, and we revealed your secret pictures, of you and your 8,000 cats at the cat sanctuary.
Don't worry, I'll collect more.
Yeah, well, you can afford it. You can buy a mansion for your cats. Jesus.
Buy a hat for your mansion.
Yeah, no shit. But is there anything in the world of VTubing aside from staplers and vaginas and and shit like that we missed? I mean, I know we skipped over the Cinder thing. I know that was kind of a hot topic everybody touched on a little bit, but it kind of
Yeah.
seems to have come and gone. Is there any other like big VTubing news that is current that we missed?
I think the only big thing that happened recently is there's another Niji Sanji VTuber named Twisty something. I didn't even know who she was. Like when people were posting about her, I was like, what is that? But apparently it was a Niji Sanji VTuber, and she was saying like incredibly racist and transphobic shit. And after a few days, she apologized and was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm not like that." She got terminated anyways because of course she did. And they have like another guy in their company named Uki Violetta who makes really racist and disparaging comments against white people all the time.
Mhm.
But everyone's just like, you can't be racist to white people, so I don't know why you guys are getting upset about this.
I'd be like, hey, the Supreme Court just ruled that's not the case anymore.
Yeah, I
I
mean
don't know.
that's one of the things I got in trouble for. I talk about the EEOC all the time, saying like, "Hey, the equal employment opportunity reports aren't just for perceived marginalized communities. If you're white, if you're male, and you have been discriminated against, especially from DEI, you can file a report with us." And
Yeah,
people are just like, "Look how racist Kirsche
well, I
is."
mean, I found that interesting because like one of the most egregious violators of this, as far as like video games goes, and I know this because I've seen this with so many studios, is Microsoft. Microsoft, almost from a corporate level down, kind of filtering down into their different properties like Xbox and stuff.
Yeah,
They have, it's almost mandated, where they will intentionally pass over anybody that's white or straight or male
yeah.
in favor of like a minority. And they've made this a public policy at a lot of their game studios. So when the Supreme Court kind of ruled that, hey, that's not going to be kosher anymore, I thought, how many of those game devs who have gotten screwed at, hiring or promotions or mandatory pay raises or bonuses are going to file lawsuits? And what is that going to do to
Exactly.
those studios? Because it's probably going to kneecap them.
Oh, absolutely. They're gonna have some fucking retribution coming. There were a lot of like the anti-woke YouTubers who were claiming places had like dropped their woke programming. They were dropping DEI. I know Robbie Starbuck was a huge proponent of like, look what I've done. I made these companies drop thing.
Right.
And because of my research into Bridge, almost every time he tweeted that out, I would quote retweet him and be like, actually, they didn't drop thing, and here's all the proof of how they didn't drop thing. You are lying. And Microsoft was one of those. Microsoft actually interacts with Bridge and invited the CEO, Cheryl Dijja of Bridge, to their Canes Lion Festival reporting thing. They had her on, she gave speeches. Microsoft is heavily involved in pushing forward with Bridge's agenda. And so like there's a lot of people who want to tell you that like DEI is going away. And we have made
Oh,
some
wait,
wins
wait, wait.
against DEI, but
Sorry to interrupt you. I heard a ding in the background from your end.
yeah,
Did you drop
yeah.
the bell to call your butler?
I did
Was
drop my
that what
bell.
that was? That was
That was
is Jeeves going to come in and answer you in a moment?
Yeah, I actually have a bunch of himbo butlers in my bunker. They make me hand spun milkshakes. It's very nice.
They clean your cats by hand, do they?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
they
how?
hand brush my cats daily.
Okay, I just wanted to go. But no, yeah, with the corporations and stuff, because I noticed that a lot of the companies were getting called out, like John Deere and everybody else, Harley
Yeah.
Davidson for having like these kind of, but then they'd repackage it and they'd move like in a parallel position the people that were in there, like diversity, equity, inclusion, or the people
Hmm.
making like hiring decisions, or the ones that were doing internal reviews that were kind of like passing over certain employees based on these inherent qualities, like you're white or you're man or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of them were trying to shuffle it around and hide it. So I'm wondering if the Supreme Court thing's going to change it. But um, yeah, so we got a little lost in the weeds. But I guess one of my final questions for you is when somebody is at one of these companies, right? That's like an umbrella corporation for VTubers, and they
Hmm.
get blacklisted or fired, or they're made to graduate. Um, why don't they just go solo? Is there some kind of an NDA or like a non-compete thing that they've signed that they can't go out and just restart on their own?
There actually are a lot of people who end up going solo after they get terminated from companies that have treated them poorly. And Selene was a Niji Sanji talent who had again been pushed to self-harm multiple occasions, then got terminated, was told that her termination would be negligible for the company's bottom line. Spoilers, it was not negligible, it harmed them greatly. And when she reincarnated as Doki Bird, she made tons of money. She has a huge audience. She has a huge pool of support. She can do a lot more than she could under the company. And this is again why I think people in VTubing believe that in order to be successful, you have to be in a company. Like you have to join Idol or FaZe or Niji Sanji or just any company. And like if you want to join a company, if you want that camaraderie, sure. But I think you can be very, very successful, even if it might be a little harder starting out as an independent VTuber.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, thank you for coming on and clearing that up and telling us all how poor we are in comparison. Jesus Christ.
I wasn't trying to brag. I don't like talking about financial stuff.
I don't like bragging about my mansions or anything. I'm sorry you fucking poor people have an issue with that. I didn't realize you guys don't have more than one BMW. I thought that was a normal thing. Yeah, no, I know. Us poor people will try not to seethe too much.
Don't you guys have at least 10 acres of land?
Oh my God, I don't know. Sometimes my 10 maids just look at me and say, "God, we love you, boss." But these poor people, they don't understand what that's like or anything.
I'll have to hit you up sometime because Jade makes very cute designs for you. So maybe I can pay her to design something for me.
Yeah. I mean, her starting commission fee is $160,000. What a coincidence! What a coincidence! Wow. So
How
hey,
affordable.
yeah, it's super. We'll give you a discount of 10%. We're close.
Oh yeah, code Kirsche, 10% off.
Yeah. I know, so that works out. But you have a good one. Enjoy making ridiculous amounts of money. Maybe I'll have you on again. We'll talk about some more comings and goings. If there's more crazy shit that pops up with
Sure.
Anna Valens or some other hot breaking news in the VTuber sphere.
Sure, that could be fun. And thank you for talking with me today. This was a lot of fun. Like I said, I've been watching you for fucking ages since I was in high school, so this is really surreal for me. So thank you. And I'm sure Pippa wishes she could be here. I invited her. I feel sad that she couldn't be here. She's doing off-guy stuff.
Oh, yeah, well,
she's busy as fuck.
Now that I know how much money you guys make, she's probably in her vault swimming in her gold. Is where she is.
She's
right.
swimming.
Scrooge McDucking her way through fucking bullion. Do you want to drop? You want to just throw out your Twitch and your stuff for people? Say it out for them so they can follow you.
Sure, if people wanted to check me out, I stream on Twitch. I'm just Kirsche on Twitch. I'm Kirsche on YouTube, Kirsche Verstal on Twitter. And also you can go to Kirsche.com and check out my merch. It's lewd merch right now because I promised you guys that, but there's going to be non-lewd merch soon. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, thank you again for stopping by. Best of luck finding your Victorian home. You'll have to update everybody on when you find your mansion and show us poor people so we can seethe about it.
I'll try to not dox myself when I buy a house.
All right. Well, you take it easy.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your night, Jim.
Yep, you too. Have a good one. Oh my God, folks. 160,000 buckaroos. Oh, I feel like an old fucking man. Good God. Good God, am I old. Oh, I got into this far too late. Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm not kidding you. If you're still listening, if you stuck around, I know it's a Sunday evening, so it's one of those weird times to watch a stream kind of deal. But if you're getting into it, 4,000 concurrent viewers, good sizable, audience. $160,000 in 3 weeks on merch. Ridiculous. Oh, that's where the money is. Make yourself an anime avatar, get the rigging set up, get your model good to go, and then just stick to it. Stick to it in a few years. Oh, all the old school people, I can't even, that amount of money is ridiculous. That amount of money is ridiculous. Oh, if I was a young person now, oh, I'd be the biggest anime fucking streamer. Nothing but gamer sops. All right, let me read through some of the messages here. Again, I'm sorry about the super chat thing on YouTube. For the people that used Cash App and Ko-Fi, let me read through these here. Let me just put the little scroll up. Hold on one sec here, so people know what it is. Anybody that wants to stick around, I'll read through these. Anybody else that's going to take off, have a good one. Hope you enjoyed the story about Anna Valens' fart fetish and her tranny rape groups, or about the girl stuffing staplers up her vagina. because that is the world of VTubing, apparently. That and owning, like, fucking Bugattis, I guess. God, oh my God, Kirsche could actually buy a Bugatti. Holy shit, that's a mindfuck. We got a message here from Joseph. Twist the Fox Tipples, Metokur. Well, we all love the tipples. From Colin. PDFs became common that we've lost all tolerance. From John. Here, Jim, buy some crack with us and get better. Well, thank you very much. From John. Oh, no, that was the. Read that twice. I'm sorry. From Logan, the fan fiction is still up on AO3. Oh shit! If that was the Ada Valens fan fiction, I'm sorry. Maybe on another stream I'll read it. I actually really do. I bet you it's fucking horrible. One story was like 2,000 words. Another one was 9,000. From Random, hey Jewish cabals. Well, guess what? You're in one. Oh my! I bet you didn't see that coming, buddy. From Jeremy for Smokes. Thank you very much. We all know no better way to recover and become healthy than a good old-fashioned cigarette. From Steven, any chance on a glow-in-the-dark 4-star hat? I don't know if they do glow-in-the-dark. Listen, I'm kind of at the mercy of the companies that make merchandise. Again, that's Metokur.myshopify.com. Feel free to swing by and pick up a fancy hat or a nice t-shirt. Look at that. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that. Brutal Americanism. Oh, Sweetie Squad fan. And Mars is ours. Everybody loves it. It's great stuff. But I'm kind of beholden to the companies that make it. I mean, it's all drop shipping. Well, it's not even drop shipping because the company actually ships it out themselves. So it's like a level below that. And I know like some people do merchandise and they have all these great options. But I mean, before this, I was using Teespring. Now I'm doing, Shopify and the people that do T-shirts for them. But I can't really do like super fancy shit. Maybe if I got like a ultraviolet printer, is that what that's called? There's one really awesome fucking printer out there. You put these cartridges in, it can do like it can print on any surface, metals, cups, porcelain, shirts. It can even like do like raised scale printing. It's really crazy shit. But I don't know. That's going to be expensive. I have to do it at home, and I'd probably poison us all. I don't even know what kind of fucking shit's in that paint. From Richard. For fuck a ketchup Ehor plushies make your own baby girl. I don't that plushie shit is like a road to embarrassment. Who was the guy that did plushies and it blowbacks? Is that how you say it? Blowbacks tried to do plushies and he had to hit a quantity of I think like 150 or 200 and he couldn't do it. And he was doing streams with huge amounts of people watching. There's no way I'm hitting the plushie number. I know some people have done it, and they've done it because they produce videos all the time, and they have the audience that can do it. But there's no way it's going. From Sean, Legend of the Galactic Hero is great. Any other epic anime recommendations? Solo Leveling, I guess. I mean, that's 2 seasons in. What is the one that I was actually looking forward to, and I can't even remember the name. God, it's burning in my eyes right now. So I'm a Spider. So what? I think that's the one where the high school girl gets isekai'd into like a dungeon, and she's stuck as a spider, which sounds insane, but it was actually entertaining. It's mostly running around trying to survive. From David, much love for me and mine. Thanks, Jim. Well, thank you very much, David. From Mama Oka. To make Jim 100% better, well, of course. To Mr. Hatman, love your content forever, feel good. Well, thank you very much. From K-Score, long live the hat salesman. Well, we all do love a good hat. From Cameron Berg, I hope you're having a good one, Jim. Well, thank you very much, Cameron. From Alexander, sending me $10 for candy. Not really much of a candy guy, I'm going to be honest with you. I do like Halloween. It's a fun holiday. But as far as eating candy, I guess maybe like a... what do I even like? Rice Krispie bar? Kit Kat bar, maybe? Some Reese's Pieces? It's more like a once a blue moon thing. From Jeremy, Brutal Americanism. Well, we all love that too. Let me hop over to Ko-Fi here and see what we got going. I'll read through these. 1 second here. Let's refresh the page. From Idle Bunny, who will you be bringing on next time? I'm not really making it a feature, I don't think. I don't think most VTubers know who I am, but I don't know. Let's see if we can make it a thing. I should bring them on just to ask how much money they're making so I can seethe about it more. $160,000, $800,000 Victorian home off of wearing anime ears? How great is that? Oh, you have to be honest now. Imagine being able to tell people that you hate, the people that were dicks to you throughout life, meeting them at like a random supermarket and being like, "Oh yeah, I'm a multimillionaire with a mansion and a Bugatti because I cosplay as a rabbit on the internet." Enjoy your corporate job, asshole. Ugh. From Super Iron Bob, a gamer sub slaver named Metokur's ashes to sell in memorial. That's genius. Got one from Shadow Fox, but no message, but thank you nonetheless. From Josh, donation to the future 4-star Fox Hat Fund. From another other man, hearing all this housing shit, and my God, it reminds me of how scuffed Canada's housing market is, with corps and foreign investment buying up everything. Yeah, Canada's its own unique situation because the Chinese are buying up everything. In America, it's all the corporations like BlackRock. For a while there, for years, every time you'd go to bid on a house, there'd be some company that came in, some developer that would want to turn it into a rental or an Airbnb. You'd walk in for a $250,000 house or $300,000 one, and they do 20 to 50,000 over asking, and they do it within a day. Nobody could ever get anything. Ko-Fi supporter, thanks, Jim. Well, thank you very much. From a username, ground hats into powder and sell them at the gym. I'd love to. Who wouldn't? From Jim, have you dealt with hoodweebs? They like to change the skin color of anime characters on Twitter. I saw that. That had become like a popular trend. A lot of black Twitter was taking anime characters and making them brown skinned and then saying black people hold up the anime community on their shoulders. uh, that or for some reason too, there's a contingent. It's almost like half of the Spanish speaking population in the world, to be honest, that is really big into Dragon Ball. I don't know what that's about, why they love it so much, but they do. So I've seen a lot of those edits, but it's understandable. They're like obsessed with it. From Celius, not sure if you do requests like this, but can I get you to watch the first 30 seconds of this video? It's one of the funniest things I've seen all year. I will check that video up next time I do a stream, Celius, but I have the Ko-Fi thing up on a different device altogether, so I can't click the link. From the angelic ceiling cat, did you guys see the article? Oh no, that was the one about the capitalist arrested during the riots. From Neela, Anna, let me do ASMR. Trans women are women. Also, Anna writes about breeding cis women. Why is it every time that some journalist writes a hit piece on anybody? I've seen this repeatedly. Whether it's somebody in the VTubing sphere like Kirsche, or when they were going after Josh because of Kiwi Farms uploading and hosting, video events of different shootings and stuff, or if it was people like Sargon during gaming, it didn't matter. But anytime a journalist would do a hit piece on anybody that had tried to create their own thing, whether that was videos or streaming or websites or merchandise, doesn't matter. Every time they would write those hit pieces and deride that person and go after their audience, it always turned out that journalist had the kinkiest, most fucked up shit somewhere in their fucking profile. And they almost would brag about it like they were untouchable. Like it had never occurred to them that they're bizarre. The weird shit they're into makes everybody do a double take. From Mental Crash, hey Jimbo. My friend Blacklight is undergoing surgery to donate a chunk of his liver to his mother. Can you help me wish for universal survival, but also remind him he has a micro penis? Well, Blacklight, it's very stunning and brave of you with your immensely small penis, as your friend has said here, to go under the knife. But good on you for donating to your mother. It's a brave thing to do. It's scary to go under surgeries. From Zyla, I don't wear hats, but this is for all the entertainment. I wish I could keep you around for years to come, but that's selfish given the pain you're in. Well, thank you. From Kelsey, what makes you want to collab with Kirsche? Well, I saw, like I said, for about like the last month and a half, it was really fucking weird. Because for like, I say a week, right? A week straight, I started seeing people tweet saying that it was the typical shit. Oh my God, they're a neo-Nazi. They're terrible. That kind of stuff. And I figured it was just kind of full outrage. It's just the flavor of the week getting pissed off. But then Vice started releasing articles, like going after their sponsors, going after their streaming platform. And it just seemed really fucking weird because that's why I asked during the stream. I was like, what do you think started it off? Because it seemed to come out of left field. You had this group of people complaining, and then all of a sudden, here comes a media outlet to try to just smear them. And I know that they promoted this shit out of Crime Boss. I mean, that was like every day. And, they were doing PR for them on a level I've never seen before. Just shilling the shit out of it. And then they just stabbed him in the back and walked away. And I thought it was so fucking weird because it just came out of left field. And then all of a sudden, within the span of literally a half a day, all the articles disappeared. The journalists responsible fled social media. All the Redditors that were really riding their ass got outed as being like the most degenerate fucks you've ever seen. And that was it. It was over. And I found that really fascinating because you have to understand, like, the majority of time that I've been on the internet, the majority of time that I made videos, for a good decade, all I ever saw were people getting their shit pushed in and it never being able to be recovered. Once the mainstream media, once a journalist, once a large mob of cancel culture fucks had fixed sights on you, you were done. There was no coming back. You could not fix it. And that's the shit that was over our heads, like the sword of Damocles. Do I get big enough to attract their attention, or what am I doing here, kind of thing. But to watch Kirsche turn it around was kind of amazing, and to see how quickly it stopped. Like once they said, "I'm not taking your shit," and I'm gonna come after the journalist, it just stopped. So that's what got my attention. That's why I found it really fucking entertaining. Because it is nice to see that position and that power they wielded is gone. I don't know if you've noticed this, but you can go on Twitter X now, right? And you can talk shit about Keffels and Trunshine, and your account won't get taken down. Keffels was going after Josh and Kiwi Farms really hard, and they started posting like his family's information. And Keffels, the piece of shit they are, the con artists they are, started posting information about Josh's mom, like it had something to fucking do with their argument. And I called Keffels out on this. I started shitting on them. And I lost my account because of that. And, that wasn't that long ago. But things have really changed. They've really turned a corner. That's why I'm a lot more optimistic about things for people. I think you guys have a much more open playing field to create the kind of shit you want and to say what you want. And it's nice seeing examples of it, I guess is what I'm getting at. From Nanya, Pepper Reaper, I'm from the People's Republic of Massachusetts. It's a shithole. There's a lot of schools pushing political crap at the expense of learning. From Kelsey. Oh, no, I didn't read that one. Sorry. Kyler, to be fair, synthetic. Oh, we read that one earlier. Mario Carter, the future of warfare is world leaders tweeting AI-generated shitposts at each other until one gets ass mad enough to demand they fight in real life. And the future is now. From Song of Sickness. Hey, Jim. Bought a hat for my hat and accidentally left it at the airport in Singapore on my way to Europe. On the return leg, I saw one of the janitors wearing it. I ain't even mad. They're not even going to know what it is. They're going to get accosted one day and be like, you listen to that asshole? Be like, what? From Kenya. Finally get to take a vacation for the first time. Never been on a plane and I'm flying 28 hours, but at least I'll have fun for once. Well, enjoy your vacation. 28-hour flight, though. Holy shit. You're going to be jet-lagged as fuck. From Alex. Kirsche is the biggest Jimaboo. She's going to goon insane to this. From Sean. Jim and Kirsche team up is a villain arc we needed. From Kiki. Hey, bro. Glad to see you so often. How do I wear the Bully of the Week jacket without getting stares? Moon Cricket sweater's even harder to wear. You just gotta act like you're not wearing it. Just put that shit on and walk right. Just don't even give a shit. You gotta have the swagger in your step. From Uncle Hall, before we start the Kirsche collab, do you think that the Iran strike proves we live in a furry-occupied government and that it was actually retaliation for Kiro the Wolf? Well, that is true. It was Iranian super hackers that got the zoophiles busted. Maybe they've infiltrated the American government and got those 3 strikes to go through. From NPC, hello, Jim. I want to show for my friend Maddie for nicecrew.tv. Basically, it's a less gay version of Rumble. Give it a shot someday, Hat Man. By the way, why the hell is Gaff spying on you? Gaff is spying on me. Using Post, heard it from Randstream, and it's quite creepy monitoring your user activity. I don't know. You mean he's following me on Twitter? Maybe. I don't know what's creepy about that. Maybe he's looking for updates. You've got to remember the group of guys that swatted me, right, is connected to the same people that hacked and went after Chudbuds and Claire, and also tried to hack and go after Post and Graph. And so for a couple days there, I was actually posting updates about that because the Department of Justice sent me letters repeatedly, like week after week, about the progress of the trial because I was in their, what is it, like the victim notification program or whatever the hell it is. So that's more than likely why. Because these people fucked with a lot of people and now they're all going to prison. From the Clamshell, Turtle Shell Foundation, from Josh Sketch. She's still on, and if you haven't covered it yet, I want to ask you and Kirsch's opinion on the Cinder situation 2 months back. Yeah, if I'd seen this, I would have asked a little more in depth. We kind of touched on it a little bit, but not a ton. From Evenshade, Jim, gotta say it's pretty rude of Kirsche to cuck Pippa like this. Glad you're still with us, Jim. God bless the humble hat salesman, and God bless the buttered fox. From Joe, Anti-Bully Brigade member reporting in, Dr. Jonathan Schittinger, great name by the way. Man, I love piss. Don't we all, Doctor? From Doctor again. You wily little shit. I missed your last 2 streams because I worked Sundays. Not quite important. What is important is some Soyjack Pippa mod muzzled me for asking the AQ that flea-bitten varmint better pay what she owes, Jim. She's less than 100k subs from the wagered total. Oh, that's very true. From Brave Sheba, good to see you around, Jim. Metokur Kirsche mix intro was awesome. Well, that was one coming from, I believe, was it a user or a mod of Kirsche's? From Sildurian, Brutal Americanism. From Peg, say to my cat, Biddy, I'm going to buy him a hat for his hat for my, a hat for my hat for the hat of a cat. Well, there we go. I Dr. Seussed it. All right. Well, we've gone through the Cash App and the Ko-Fis. Thank everybody for coming out. Hopefully, if you walk away from the stream with anything, walk away with the knowledge that we are all dirt poor and we should have been anime VTubers. What the fuck have we done with our lives? Sweet Jesus. $160,000 in merchandise. What is going on? Oh, I've gone into the wrong fucking profession. Oh my God. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, it's that existential dread. It's that existential dread kicking in. Oh, I thought I was doing amazing when I was back on Patreon in the day, doing like $3,000 a month, 160,000. Oh, she's like, oh, I paid 100,000 in taxes. Normal. What? Well, you paid how much in taxes? Jesus. Oh, sweet God. Oh, sweet Jesus. Using that, I can actually guess how much money she's making. Holy sweet fuck. She's going to live in a mansion. Oh, yeah, I'm not even kidding. If she's that well off, Pippa owns an airplane. Pippa owns an airplane. Courtney talked about buying his wife. No, Pippa owns an actual fucking jet airplane with her own pilot. The Pippa pilot that flies her around. She fucking jet hops from city to city with a Pippa pilot and her personal aircraft, the Pippa plane. I'll probably brand that and sell it as a gamer sup crossover or something. Sweet fuck. Oh my God, this is fucking me up so much. You know what we're playing as the outro? My fucking merchandise commercial. That's metokur.myshopify.com. For the love of God, buy a hat. My wife is going to literally beat the shit out of me when she hears how much money. Oh my God, I'm never going to hear the end of it. Buy a hat for your hat so Jim doesn't get beaten. Remember, I'm a dying man. I can't take a beating from my wife. For the love of Christ, buy a hat. And have a great week. By buying a goddamn American capitalist hat. Oh, gotta use that USA dollars to do it. Where are you gonna do that, you ask? Well, you don't really ask, but I'm gonna show you anyway. Fuck you.